Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're still trying to sort out the issues with Streamlabs because, as we all know, this wonderful piece of software is a special thing. Today's issue has been not being able to log in and begin play on time. Nevertheless, it seems to have been fixed, apparently. And so, as soon as our heroes arrive, we should be ready to get started with the action. I want to thank my beloved heroes for being here not just on time but early. They truly are the better half of all of this shit. Okay. Yes, indeed. For our beloved Murakan, who is currently here waiting, let's just hope the others show up quickly. That's 2 out of 3. Wonderful. Welcome. Welcome. Who else shall we have? Okay. We're only missing one of our heroes, gentlemen. Since we've already lost quite a bit of time, I will leave it up to you three heroes to choose whether we start with or if we wait for our last compatriot. Might as well. What's a couple more minutes, indeed? All right. No, it seems fine to me. Let me know if there's some more sound adjustments you would want me to make. Oh, I heard a Pokemon sound. That really threw me off. I don't hate it. Hello, hello. Ah, ahí parece haber llegado. Hello, sir. Oh, it's wonderful to see you. That means that we're all finally here. Excellent. Excellent. Now I just want to make sure that the battle map is functioning correctly. Of course, as is typical, it does not. What's happening? Oh, Merry Grinchmas! Indeed. I don't hate it at all. In fact, you could say I even like it. Okay, let's remove the battle map capture and just add it up again. Yep, with anything and everything else, there's always something more to be fixed. Nope. No, currently you guys are not on the direct. My voice does come through, but that's fine. Not as stressed out about that. Just, why don't you want to capture the screen, you motherfucker? Oh! Ah. Let's see. Let's just... Screw it. Add a new source. Oh, Streamlabs. What a fantastic little... you are. Okay. Yep, this is definitely making life a little more difficult, but we'll be happy with it. So a bit of this, you know, a little bit of fixing here. A bit of that too. And there. That's a good place for it. Okay. Okay. Whew. So, if you can believe it, it seems that we will actually be able to start. All that's missing is the last gentleman. Perfect. Okay, fellas, I've shared with you a source called Capture Cam Feed. Are you able to see it? How we see each other on the stream? Let me try that again without closing screen. Aha. How about now? Okay, so now I understand a little bit how this works. It changes itself whenever I go from one scene to the next. No problemo. Well. Oh, fellas. Very, very happy to have you here. I would have hoped for things to go a bit more smoothly, given that this is going to be our last game of the year. But I'm happy to be here, and happy to be here with you guys. As for tomorrow, we'll see what it brings. There you go. There you go. As soon as Amadeus returns, we shall begin. I believe while we wait for our last companion, I will head on to the intermission screen and make sure that we have a quick reminder of what's been happening in the game and the story. Good evening, everyone. I am Cronin, Moon and Raven. You know the drill by now. I am your game master. And today we'll be playing the last episode of the year of ORO, the Curse of the Dead Gods. Now, a quick recap of what's been happening in the story. Our heroes awoke what seems so long ago in a part of the world, in a new world that they didn't know. A few things happened, and on the last episode, they died. Well, it wasn't exactly a death, it was more of a return to the beginning. For you see, our heroes had a conversation with their would-be, or once was, killer, the war god, the titan known as Blood Jaguar, who, after having his attention called by way of 9th level meteor, turned out to be quite a bit more talkative than anybody expected. Among the things revealed in this conversation was the fact that the pyramid itself holds the ability of apotheosis. For you see, any who completes all 13 levels may have a chance to become or to take the place of one of this world's dead gods. After which, he proceeded to call them a bunch of pussies and made time roll back by exploding the blood tree, thereby letting everybody know that that is the temporal anchor. After that, our heroes awoke in the dark in a cramped little space, in fact a little bit too cramped for comfort. Soon they realized that they were stuck inside jars. The first of them to escape, I believe, was Zurok, wasn't it? You rolled your... Nope, it was Sully, who was able to roll a strength check to shatter his jar. Afterwards, he helped his companions with theirs, and they discovered that this time, as time rolled back, they didn't return to their original places, not to the beach or to the water, but in fact, they were all remade anew in the cavern below the tree, by the pool of blood. Certainly a bit more comfortable than waking up with your face down on the sand. And speaking of the sand, let us now transition to our life scene. Oh, gentlemen. Now, just to clarify, during the last session, we did not have one of our friends with us, but the way that we're going to be dealing with absences is the time and tested, you're there, you're just not talking. Therefore,
you're not sharing the map anywhere.
I know. Therefore, for the purposes of today, Murakan, you can assume that you are with the party, even if technically the last thing we did with your character was leave you asleep over there at the village. Now, the reason I am being so stilted is that the last thing that happened during our last session was that our players found a signal that was being transmitted to the device Margarita and the surviving dwarves built in your town. Something like a steel flower, which Amadeus quite correctly identified as an antenna, with a blip, 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 a distress signal making it glow steadily in the night. Aha, there's our man. Excellent. And so the players followed this signal over to the north by the beach, and they found something quite strange. A steel skeleton, rusted beyond recognition, seemingly having dragged a box out of the water. Oh, yes. And then they were ambushed. And with that, let us open up our battle map. Now you should be able to see it. Just make a couple of adjustments. Welcome back, good sir. Amadeus. We were just having a quick recap of last session, and as I was telling everybody, the last thing that happened is that we found our heroes following the distress signal on the beach. And what happened last? Well, you realized that you were being attacked.
Ricardo, Mario dice que te ves guapo.
Ooh. As you look at the tree line, you see...
I know.
As you look at the tree line, you see the move of the bushes. The bushes are not bushes. The trees are not trees. The vines aren't vines. A smell of deep rot overtakes all of you. Now, I'm going to say that these were your relative starting positions. But before combat begins, we roll initiative. I need to know, do you react or do you take a look around?
I prefer to react.
Sully doesn't take a look, he just runs on ahead. Excellent. As for the others?
I take a look around.
That's a choice. Morrigan?
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. There is a lot of things living in the forest in the front, so let's check what's around. Kind of what's behind,
Okay,
what's
fellas,
side.
I need everybody who took a look towards the tree line. I'm gonna need you to roll me a Constitution saving throw, difficulty 13. As your eye is drawn to a shimmering, sort of oil slick looking shadow in the front of the trees. It is very eye-catching.
A saving throw, right?
Yes, sir.
7 plus 6, 13.
Beats it, beats it. Excellent.
That's for the people that didn't
Yo,
go.
can you share the battle map link, please?
Oh, of course. I believe I have it on the WhatsApp.
Yep.
For me, it's a 24.
I'm just going to copy the link and send it to you on your personal.
Saving throw.
Let me just
Yep.
put this to the side because it's currently blocking my beautiful, handsome face, and that is not allowable.
Is this the beach map, right? Where we at now?
Yes,
Yeah.
indeed. That is the beach map. Right, I'm going to put myself here. Excellent. Excellent.
The fuck am I? Oh, I see myself now.
I remember I was kind of like here.
The saving throw is for Constitution, for Wisdom, for Charisma.
Constitution. Constitution
Okay.
saving throw, please.
I think it's a 20.
20. That's perfect. Allow me to just clarify what has happened here. You all see the tree line begin to move all at once, and a lot of what looked to be dead plants or just sticks lying around, with the movement, you're able to see them more completely. You are surrounded by these thin, twiggy, plant-like humanoids. Among them and between them, there are some others with slightly different morphology. Some of them have longer, thicker looking limbs. But there is one of them, which is the one that launched this effect. As your eyes go across, you get the feeling that you are being drawn into a deep, deep sleep. And it is hard to breathe. And then it passes. Either of you were of sufficient constitution to avoid the effect this time. But the monsters in front of you begin to shamble forward. Gentlemen, please roll for initiative.
But I react.
You react.
Yeah, which me and Sully were reacting. Do we get an action before or what?
Oh, that's correct. At the end of last session, you were able to move a little bit faster. Very well. I'll say that you both have access to a full action, not a full turn. What would you want to do?
It's a full action. It's what either a spell or a movement action, right?
That's correct.
More than all.
Where did I put my
I'm gonna
music?
cast erupting earth. I'm gonna double
gee.
cast it. Like I'm gonna use a twin spell to use it twice. Alright, and let me even I don't remember the area effect. Let me look for that part. Erupting earth. It's just the area. It's a 20-foot. Okay, 20-foot radius. What?
So 20 by 20 will be a 4 by 4 square in
Exactly.
one of these.
And yeah, it's gonna be 4 squares by 4 squares, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it would be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1 would be here. So it gets. Oh shit! Sorry, I'm moving this, but it's gonna take this one, this area right here. Okay.
Okay,
And the
so
other
that will
one.
affect all 4 of these enemies.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 enemies. Yes.
Excellent.
It's 4. It's 4 by 4, not 3 by 3, boy.
This will be my
There you go.
DM screen here.
The other one. I'm gonna. Can I draw one of those? Oh,
Yeah.
here they are. Nice. Okay, I'm gonna draw another one to tell you where the other one's gonna be. And the other one's gonna be. What? Okay. About here.
Okay, so this is a save or suck spell, right? Where even saving, people are still going to take some damage. Am I right?
Exactly. So exactly. If they save, they take half damage.
Okay, in this case, because I know the HP of these enemies, would you please roll the damage for me?
Sure. Give me a
Rather
second.
than make a bunch of throws.
That's 10 plus an 11. That's 21.
Holy shit.
Plus 9. That's 11, 29,
30.
38, 37.
38. All right. Well, so if I am... if I have counted my things correctly, all of these smaller enemies of the same type, these are called twig blights, some thin, branchy looking humanoids. The small ones are just fucking dead. So I'm just gonna quite literally boom, 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 erase these fellas from the map. However, the other one, which is a needle blight, also cannot survive even if it were to beat the roll. So in that sense, you have eliminated a good amount of competition. Okay. So the moment that the trees begin to move, the wizard Amadeus simply reacts and just throws 2 attacking spells. Boom, boom. No fire. Pure elemental earth movement. And that may have been a very intelligent choice, as a number of your enemies fall and they break into inanimate plant tissue, leaving a small cloud of dust where they used to be. Sully, still in this, not exactly the combat moment, Are you going to use your extra action to move, charge, or...
I just rage, and I can use stone cunning to know what's going on around.
Okay, well,
that's
you turn
possible?
on your stone cunning, and it immediately feels like it gets a little darker around you. Turns out that you can feel all of the little living things in the sand below you, and it's highly distracting. You are aware of the fact that something is moving under your feet. Not a bad thing to find out. Does that count the rest of your action? Excellent.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, please roll for initiative.
I got a 15. 11 plus 5, because I roll now with initiative plus proficiency.
Excellent. As for the others,
18.
18 for Murakami.
17.
Okay.
I got 1 plus 4. That's a 5.
That's a 5. And Sully?
17.
17. Holy shit, not bad at all. Okay, fellas. At the top of the initiative, on 20, there is going to be what is called a lair action. The big creature in the center, it looks like it was once a man, but these iridescent mushrooms have grown on top of his flesh, and he does, and then hits the sand below you. Sully, because you use your stone cunning, you will have advantage on avoiding this. You see as a number of vines come out of the ground and attempt to ensnare your feet, gentlemen. Please, roll a DC 15 dexterity check to avoid being slowed. Sully, you may roll with
Being on
advantage.
the line.
Meets it, beats it.
I got a 12.
Can I not just fly?
Well, yes, you absolutely could fly. That is an option. I'll allow you to pass the check if you are activating your daily flight ability.
Yeah, I will do that.
Excellent. You guys see that Murakami takes a small leap and then is sort of floating in the air. All right, folks. Having avoided that,
Wait,
Go
I
for it.
didn't. Oh, wait. I
Please roll.
rolled an 8.
an 8. You are ensnared. For those of you that failed the check, your movement is cut to half so long as you're on the sand, or unless you were to do something about the vines taking your feet.
Can I don't know the name in English. Is Dureza Enana. What does that mean?
Dwarven toughness.
Yeah, okay. Let me change.
Not certain. I don't think it applies in this case.
That's every level. Oh, never mind.
Very well. Then, at the number 19 on the initiative, the remaining needle blights are going to do ranged attacks. So, for the first one of these. The first ones to attack are these that I'm marking right now. These are needle blights. They look spindly and sharp. They've got thorns all about their body. They're going to be 2 attacks heading towards... 2 attacks heading towards Sully, and then 2 attacks towards Amadeus. The 2 that they want to hit. So, I'm gonna just do my rolls here real quick. Okay. Ooh. Okay, so if I know your ACs, one of the attacks against Sully misses. a group of, or rather, something like a shotgun blast of sharp plant needles hits the sand next to you. But the other one does hit. And then, Amadeus, you are hit twice, unless your AC is above 18. No crits in this case. Actually, I'm not going to roll the damage for all of them. We'll take the average of 8. So that's 8 points of piercing damage heading towards Sully. Since you are on your rage, you may want to cut that by half. You are resistant to this type of slashing damage. And then for Amadeus, you're being hit with buckshot, buckshot plant. Just put... Oh no, get over here. So that is 16 points of damage, unless you are reducing it somehow. Then, that would take us to Murakan's turn.
I will debut my bow today. So I take my low bow.
Okay.
And we'll start with a hunter's marks on this guy.
Let me just get myself over to the map. Perfect.
Okay.
So you lay down a hunter's mark. Excellent.
And I will fire with Hail of Thorns.
Hail of Thorns. Excellent. Hey, shotgun versus shotgun. Seems pretty valid to me. Very well. Roll to attack.
Okay, so this is the 6. I got 18.
18 hits. Roll for damage.
That's 1d8 for the bow, 1d10 for the thorns, and 1d4 for the dreadful strike.
God damn.
That's 4, 4, 8, 11.
11 points of damage?
Yeah.
That just kills it. That exactly kills it. You take aim, and what does it happen when you have your talk to me about your attack. Like what do your arrows look like?
The arrow looks like it's pretty normal. The thing is, when they get shot, kind of, it seems like it divides and goes towards the target.
Oh, so it explodes on the way. There is a sound of clink as several quick, sharp, fast flying objects break apart the plant-like enemy. It makes no sound as it dies, but for the breaking of its wooden body. With that, we move down the initiative to slot 17. Now, not all of the smaller ones are going to act at the same time, but there is going to be some movement right about now. So the first thing that's going to happen is the smaller twig blights are going to advance as little as their movement allows them, because they are not terribly fast. Oh no, this one's not moving right now. You guys, we're not that badly positioned at the end of the day. You guys see that a number of the thinner looking, spindlier enemies come out of the forest and make it halfway down the beach to you. It seems that they were not as mobile as some of the heroes that are here with us. Next on the initiative is Surok. What will you do, sir?
Okay, so what do I have to do to break out of the vines?
I would say you can try to do a strength check if you would like to break them with your hands, but that will take your bonus action. Or you may quite simply deal with them as you advance forward. Alternatively, you can attack and attempt to cut them.
I'm gonna go and do a strength check. Try to rip them off.
Murakan, sorry, you were saying?
Creature dies, the hunter's marks pass to another creature as a bonus action too.
Oh, excellent. Mark whatever creature it is that you've got hunters marked. Use the yellow square that you used before. That one worked well.
All right. So what is my difficulty?
Your difficulty is a 16.
16. All right. 10 plus 4, but I can use Tactical Mind, spend 1 second wind, and get myself a plus 10. 1d10 to add to the check.
God damn.
It's a 1. So, no.
It's unfortunate, but you're not able to break through. With fury and your rage, you step forward through the sand, and unfortunately the vines hold to your feet.
Can they? Who's next on the initiative?
Wait.
The next on the initiative
that was
is...
a bonus action. Let me try to...
Oh, actually,
So-
fuck, I skipped Sully. Sully, you should have told me. I skipped you.
I did my action last time.
That was a bonus turn, so I'll have
Oh.
you act just after Zurok. So after Zurok is Sully, after Sully is you, Amadeus.
All right. So, just to clarify, this is 1 per 1 square, or is each 4 squares counts as 1 in the map?
5 per square, so 5 feet of movement per each.
Sorry, last time Amadeus attacked before me.
Yes, but that's because that was an extra turn because you guys were reacting quickly to the assault.
Okay.
So wait a minute. So what if they can they delay their initiative so I can attack the vines and free them?
They can declare that they will hold their actions.
I can
until
swap
a certain
initiative,
trigger.
actually.
Well, there you go.
So
Let me
yeah,
do
you
it.
can
Let me go
you
first.
can absolutely say I am waiting to move and charge after Amadeus clears this out.
Yeah, so I'm gonna swap initiative with Amadeus. So he gets my 16, I get his 5.
Okay, better. So here's what I do. I'm gonna use Firebolt in twin
Firebolt.
spell, and I'm gonna shoot it to the vines in either.
At either of their feet.
But that's gonna be one for the vines that are holding Zurok, and one for the vines that are holding Zolly.
Excellent. Okay.
Oh. Okay, so I'm gonna have to use an attack action.
Yes, you would have to use an attack in this case.
Okay, so that's 12 plus 8. That's a 20. And
That one hits.
2d12s damage, which is a 10. And another 10 makes it 20 points of damage for each vine.
Listen, you can tell that you have been a combat mage because you don't even panic. You just go, and there are a couple of bright flashes of fire just below the sand line. Now, 2 things happen in quick succession. The first one is that your friends are liberated from their attachments. Not in the Buddha style, they quite simply are able to walk now. The other thing is that you all hear a sound coming from the jungle as the vines that were below the sand are revealed to have been stretching from deeper into the jungle. There is a sound kind of like a woman having her guts torn apart as the
I think I know
plant
what
matter
this is.
wriggles. Now, having changed the initiative, the next person to go is Sully. Sully, with a flash of heat at your ankles, you are freed. Oh.
So, can I? Let me ask you if I can do this. Can I dig? No, it's not something
Every
crazy.
time Scully
Kamikaze
says,
Dwarf
"Can I-
activated!
If I can do this, I'm just thinking on Kamikaze Dwarf.
Can I start digging
Who installed the alarm on the door?
and grab some vines and pull from them?
You want to pull?
Yeah.
Oh.
This guy has balls. No brains, but a lot of balls.
Listen, sometimes that's what you need. out of a
Being
barbarian.
brave is knowing that it might hurt and doing it anyway. Being
Listen, man.
stupid is the same, and that's why life is difficult.
Sully, I'm gonna say this. If you make me a attack check, difficulty 15, you're able to grab a hold of the vines because they are quickly retreating as they have been burnt. If you're able to hit it, you may do a strength check. Hidden difficulty. And different results will cause different outcomes.
Okay.
Shit. I wish I could use a spell now. I really wish I could use enlarge now.
So, attack,
Yes,
then
sir.
strength. Okay. 13.
You know
That's
what?
a fail.
No, I kind of feel like I want this. I kind of feel like I want this to happen now that you have tempted me. Since you had your stone cunning and that worked to give you advantage before in avoiding the damage, I'll say that the same principle is applying. You're able to feel the vines below the ground, so you can roll with advantage. You can roll again.
Okay. 19.
There you go.
Listen, you put your hands down into the ground and you grab something. You got it.
You ready?
You grab something. You grab something that it's phallic
Algo venoso.
form.
It feels like a bunch of roots with attitude. Roll strength, and there are different outcomes here depending on. Just give me the fucking result.
Strength. Can I use athletics or just plain?
You may use athletics if you so desire. Yes.
19. Again.
Here we go.
So, you guys are probably not looking at Sully as he does this because combat is in front, Dwarf is at the back. But you're able to hear the sound of a man digging a hole at the beach. Because we're all male here, I'll say that you even have a moment of premonition in which you look back and see him sink his arms into the sand, grab a hold of something, and then begin to do pulling it towards himself like a bunch of spaghetti. A number of green vines burst out of the sand below you, causing a bunch of small dust to go through the air, and they are clearly heading off deep into the jungle. As he continues to pull, you are all assaulted by the sound, as I said before, of a woman screaming, but also it's as if someone was stirring a plate of spaghetti at high speed. The ground begins to rumble, and I'm not sure if I have a token for this, but
While all of this is happening, Zurek is like this. God damn it.
oh yes,
Not
this
there.
is happening, and it's happening quickly. So I will adjudicate this in but a moment. Allow me to just get an image to identify this enemy, because I hadn't actually made a token for it.
I am watching everything. I am flying behind everyone. And this shit looks not great.
You are
So I'm gonna
watching
grab a
it in
random
4K.
I'm gonna grab a random token from my stash just so that I can make this simple. But have you guys ever seen a Marlboro? And I'm not talking about the cigarettes. I'm saying, have you ever played Final Fantasy?
No.
Well, for those who have never seen such a thing, I am just gonna do a very quick Google check and show it on my main screen.
Ooh.
Where is your main screen?
Oh, it's the one that you guys are going to see. Just a quick moment. Let me just drag it here. Oh, are you going to... Opera, why are you being such a bitch? Opera has decided that it wants to shit itself and not function correctly. Great! So before my computer crashes, I'll just describe the monster. There is a shadow being pulled through the woods, and as the spaghettification happens, you hear the sound of trees being broken, and a stink like you have never experienced in your life. Before, what looks like a mouth made out of plants, made out of vines, is pulled to the front, screaming. Zorok, you recognize this now that you see some of the bigger tentacles. This is the so-called Strangler that had been giving you guys problems before. And you have dragged it and brought it to this fight? Now, Murakan, because you are in the air, I'm going to allow you... No, you don't even need a check, because you've already survived its gaze. You see that the big mushroom, the one with the sort of oil slick look to it, doesn't have a mouth. But you recognize the body language for, oh shit. It seems to transcend species. Like, it transcends species, my man. And so as I get a token, let me just say, not even the enemies that were benefiting from this were waiting for that thing to appear. And with that, I guess we are at, have we gone back to the top of the initiative? Have all four of you acted?
Now it's my turn.
Now it's your turn. Okay.
Because I swapped with Amadeus.
So let me just get the token and put it on the map so that we can both know where this new enemy is.
You will hear Murakan speaking on Elvish, but I have to say it. ¡Quémalo y tíralo al río!
Listen, I'm going to use a temporary token. Oh, come on, man. Be faster. You're the game master. First D&D token. Yeah, fuck it. This doesn't look like it, but that'll do for now. It'll do for now for us. So this thing is big, I just want to say, and it's in line with Sully. But it'll enter the initiative at the bottom of it. So, Zorok, it's your turn. What are you gonna do?
Okay, can I do like a bit of an analysis to see what sort of thing I'm dealing with?
Depends. Yeah, of course. You may attempt. What stat are you gonna roll with? Do you want to use perception, investigation? Do you want to use survival? At this point, you have learned a thing or two about this jungle, so...
I can go with survival, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Do I roll with advantage? Because I'm familiar with the area?
Yes.
Alright.
That thing is awful.
So highest, this is 16 plus 3 is 19.
Okay, well, what little you can tell is the Strangler is local. Like, you just know. You've seen this thing around before. It's part of the wildlife. The mushroom and twigs and the blights, those are new. Those are new. And you realize that they may both be plantoid-type enemies, but clearly, the group you were fighting before is being directed by the big mushroom dude, whereas this thing is just incidental, and maybe not even necessarily aligned.
Okay. I want to do something probably crazy and stupid.
My favorite.
No. I am going to do something crazy and stupid as well.
How heavy do they look?
Oh, well, shit. That's even more stupid.
Know, so the twigs look very, very light. And though you know that Sully is exceptionally strong, he's not on a completely different level from you. So if he's pulled this thing here, I don't know, maybe with a big push.
Because what do I want to do? I want to run, probably spend my action, my attack into getting in range to the big into the mushroom fucker, grab him, and toss him inside of the mouth of the strangler.
Ay. Okay, I mean, I'll allow you to do that with an opposed grapple check. If you beat the opposed grapple by more than 5, you will be able to fling him.
Okay, so...
However, in getting there, you will be taking opportunity just because of... Like, I know the movement you want to do, but you will be taking opportunity attacks from the twigs that are on the way.
Not if I activate Blur.
Oh! Oh!
Brother fucker.
Oh! I can.
All right, so here's how it goes. I see the damn thing. I look at the mushrooms. I look at the twigs. I look at Sully and go, "Oh, fuck it." Start running. Activate Blur.
Okay.
All right, so
You guys see that Zurok begins to run to the through the sand, and it's as if the sand wasn't slowing him down at all, as he leaves an after image of himself where he just was.
7.
He's Suruk Ali.
So as I said, this was an opposed grapple check, which that means that he gets to roll now, and a 7 you said. I'll tell you the following. This enemy doesn't have a massive strength advantage, but if he beats your roll by more than 5...
Okay, let me roll. I gotta do a strength check.
Sorry, was the 7 to attack?
7. I haven't rolled a 7.
Oh, then I was just confused then. So, yes, you need to hit him in an attack, and then it's an opposed grapple.
Attack. Regular attack. Like an unarmed attack.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Alright, here goes. Plus 7. So, whoop. It's 19 on the die, so it's a crit because I got improved crit. Well, I don't know. Does this apply? Because I'm not using my weapon.
It doesn't apply. In this case, it would not be dealing damage because you don't have the, I believe it's the grappler attacker feat, which allows you to damage and grapple in a turn. So it's just
a
grapple,
19 plus 7.
I will honor the crit mechanic by saying you may roll the opposed strength check with advantage. So I'm going to give you the results of it. That is a 14. You need to beat it by more than 5 if you want to fling him.
Okay, so I roll with advantage.
Yes, sir.
Alright.
Strange. With advantage. In the orc.
Strength. 18 plus 4.
So you grab a hold of this mushroom person.
Let me just add a phrase. I grab him and say, "Hope you pack your bags, bitch. You're going on a trip!"
So allow me to say something here. One, when you get up close to him and grab him, you realize that something in that liquid that he's giving off would have harmed you, should have harmed you. But you all did go through the first level, did you not? Then you do the Super Mario Bowser spin. 1, 2. And with a sound like a dog accepting a treat, the strangler goes and begins chewing. It otherwise looks quite content. You have seemingly gotten rid of the problem for now.
And made a friend.
He's not going to... He may not be immediately dead. I'm going to let you know that this is... Things may be happening in the background. But that does mean that he's going to have to do something his next turn if he wants to survive it. At the bottom of the initiative, what we have are just...
I was at the bottom of the initiative.
You were at the bottom of the initiative.
Yeah.
I failed to mention these other two guys, these slightly larger blights here. So these are vine blights. Two slightly larger humanoid shapes appear from the back line of the forest, and you see that these ones are much like the Strangler. They have long limbs and sinewy-looking vines coming out of them. So they are going to attempt to constrict. Let me see here, what is the range on that? The reach is only 10 feet. Well, let's see if they can make it within striking distance of someone. Well, what just happened? Somebody press Control Z. Okay. So the one that's near enough to Zurok is here. This other one is too far away to actually get anyone, but he is going to join with the rest of the twigs. And now I am going to do something that doesn't make a lot of sense. These enemies have -3 to intelligence. So it's a difficulty 10 check to see if the Vine Blight attacks you or attempts to save his superior. That is a 1. He is going to attack Zurok. Okay, that is a... what? Difficult terrain. Constrict. Nope, he fails. Okay, so for his final action, he is going to use Entangling Plants, which means that now a sector around him, up to 5 feet, is considered rough terrain. So it's double movement to escape. I'll draw a square. With that, we are back up to the top of the initiative. There should be a lair action happening here, but the guy that calls them is currently being munched on. Therefore, I am going to have to do something a little bit strange here.
Can I ride Strangler?
No, you piece of shit.
Okay, I'm going to do 2 things. The first is the base aura of
Can you use it as a
annihilation.
horse?
It's 4 points of damage, and then the death gaze is going to hit automatically because well, he's on the inside. So that's a 16 for a total of 21. I'm going to say the Strangler is trying to do a Constitution check of difficulty 18 to avoid spitting up his snack, because the snack is attacking him from the inside. So I'm going to bring in my stress camera, the Doom camera. Oh dear! Oh dear! Let's see what occurs here. I'm gonna hide the battle map.
Whatever you're sharing here for us is not showing, it's just blank.
It's alright. Okay. That is a... is that a 6? No, that is a 9. In spite of its Constitution bonus, the Strangler spits up the enemy. No, turn back the battle map, turn off the weapon capture. Oh, God. Streamlabs, why are you so special? Why are you so special?
I have $1 for every time Dot's Maker throw an enemy inside another enemy's mouth. I will have already $5. That is not much. It's weird that happens so many times.
It's unfortunately...
Even though it's not much in money, it's much in situations where that happens. It's quite a lot, you know? It's
Listen,
not
man,
very
you
common.
guys are in the middle of a natural environment. The law of the jungle is eat or be eaten. So, that's a real...
Yeah, it's eat or be eaten, not eat or throw your enemies into some other creature's mouth to feed them.
Hey, I'm just facilitating the already existing process.
Yeah, look, it's all Hakuna Matata. So,
Natural, okay.
so
I am the delivery guy of fucking the fucking jungle.
Oh my
I
God,
am
call
Uber
Domino's.
Eats in this shit.
Jungular Uber. So the Strangler spits out the mushroom dude, who is now covered in disgusting juices. But that does mean he's used this turn to survive. Next in the initiative. First in the initiative. Murakan, we are with you.
Okay. Probably Suru can deal with the big guy there, so I will just take advantage of my Hunter's Mark and fire again another Hail of Thorn to this guy.
Okay,
And
he looks like a priority target.
have people around him. This one and also gets the damage because it have everyone in 5 feet
Okay.
around the target gets the damage.
Very well then, roll to attack. My ear is itchy.
Oh, that's an 8.
Oh. An 8 plus, is that total?
Yeah. I will
the-
deal a hit point.
You can see these enemies have a slightly higher armor class than that. 10, 10, 10.
I will
So
going to roll with this with advantage. So I will roll again. And please, okay, now it is a 19 total.
19 total hits. Roll for damage.
Okay. Let's go again. Is 1d4, 1d10. I will roll the d4 separately because only the main target will get the dreadful strike. The other one doesn't get psychic damage. So this is an 11 for both and 15 for the main target. So it's 15 target and 11 for the other one.
That kills the two of them. Man, they're gonna have to call you the gardener the way you're trimming these plants down. As the sound of sharp things going through the air resounds, and 2 more enemies are cut to ribbons.
Now I will just change the mark to this guy.
Okay, to the big mushroom. Excellent. Now, we are at number 17 in the initiative, which should always have been Solis. Solis-sama, you are currently holding the reins of a big fucking evil plant. It seems to have better things on its mind, though. What are you gonna do?
Ooh. Can how big is our friend, our new friend?
Sorry, hang on. Come again? Repeat?
How big is our new friend?
Well, you can see that he is currently occupying 3x3, which means that he is technically a colossal creature. He is very fucking big, but I am treating him as 2 sizes smaller by weight, which is why you were able to pull him. So, he's big, but not dense.
Is he super aggressive?
He seems to be dealing with having had to vomit a moment ago. It's hard to say, brother man. It's a big fucking plant.
He's with the others.
Yeah.
Si tiene chance, si tiene para matar a los pequeños primero, mejor. Ya yo tengo un plan para ese cabrón y el otro cabrón.
So I will do something simple. I use Sasha as you remember that Margarita.
Yes, she added a hook to it, essentially a hook shot, so you would be able to pull yourself up to 30 feet, which is, it essentially doubles your movement distance. So if you were to use your movement and then attack and pull yourself, that will allow you to close combat with the big guy, if you so want.
Yeah, not the big guy, but the
mushroom commander.
mushroom. Yeah.
Oh,
All right.
So I grab him. I try to get close to him, but with a kick. So I attack when moving.
Come again. Are you pulling yourself towards him, or are you pulling him towards you once you make the attack?
Myself to him.
Excellent.
With a kick.
Okay. With the kick. So that means that you can So you have to hit the first attack. But since he is currently prone, you can attack with advantage. Roll to attack. Let's move you up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 movement.
The attack should be with strength, right?
Strength plus proficiency. It's basically just an attack with Sasha.
Proficiency, you mean proficiency bonus?
Yes. So it's a weapon attack. It happens with both your characteristic and your proficiency.
So it's 18 plus 21.
21 hits. So you're able to pull yourself to him. Roll for damage, please, for the first attack, and then for the second attack, you are immediate next to.
16.
16 points of damage. I'm going to mark that down here. I'll say this, because there is this Twig Blight enemy here a little close to the wizard, as you pull yourself towards him, you're going to take an opportunity attack. Let's see if that's going to hit you. Nope, that was a 4. Not having the great... My guys are just not having the best dice today. So, you are currently... here. Boom.
Nice.
You may use your second attack now that you're here if you so want.
Now that you're so far away.
No,
Will you roll
no.
to attack? Okay. With that, we move down the initiative order. Next to go are the Twig Blights, the smaller enemies on the map. Let us see what is going to happen with them. So this group is going to... This one can move up to here. Because these have started a bit farther than... Okay, that one does have the movement. Okay, so because the Twig Blights weren't as close to the rest of the group as I might have liked, not all of them get somewhere useful for attack. Truly just 2 that can get to Zurok, 1 that can get to Soli now that he's here, and 1 that can attack Amadeus. So I'm just going to roll the attacks.
The one that were here didn't I bot? Yeah.
So a 6 and an 8 means that both attacks on Zurok fail outright. You feel as though you are having a gentle yet sharp massage being done to your back.
No, I just dodge. Like, nope. Nope.
Nope. Nope. Nope. These things are sharp, but they're made out of wood, so they're a little stiff. Now, here's the attack that's going for Sully. Motherfucker, that is a 20. A crit for Sully, and let's see Amadeus. That is an 18 plus 3, so I'm going to assume both of them attack. Amadeus, I will give you the base. For you, it's 8 points of damage as you are hit with sharp, slashing wooden limbs. It makes a sound like as it walks towards you. Sully, I can give you the average, or I can roll it. But it's going to average to about 18 points of damage slashing. Are you going to take it?
I have
Oh, you have your rage, so you technically do have resistance. You would only take 9 points of damage. Holy fuck. Woo. You only take a glancing blow as one of the Twig Blights attacks you from behind. That could have been a lot worse. Thankfully, the barbarian is the tough guy. Now, before we move down to initiative 15, which will be Zorox, I am going to attack
Amadeus.
with the
Remember I swapped.
Amadeus in this case. Oh, you switched it completely. I gotta clarify if that's even allowable to do. Let me just see. What am I gonna do? Oh, yeah. Ranged attacks from the remaining ranged blights. So I've got this one here. And this one here.
Actually, let me
They are
send
both-
it to you.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, it's within range.
Well, wait.
First
How
one's a
do I have
5.
this?
The other one's a 3. Bro. So the ranged enemies that I put in this combat to make things a little bit harder seem to be having eye strain issues, as a number of the plant buckshot from before strikes harmlessly into the sand next to Murakan. You're absolutely fine, buddy. Next on the initiative is the wizard, Amadeus. What will you do, sir?
I look at the vine and I tell her, I'll deal with you fucker later. And then I'm gonna move.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Not taking the disengage action, I assume.
If I take a disengage action,
You won't be able to attack later.
no, I don't take the disengage action. Let it hit me.
That is a 13 plus 3. Does that not hit your AC?
Oh no, I'm 15.
Yeah, so that's a hit. It's 8 points of slashing damage, brother.
All right, I take it like a man, and then I.
Side initiative. It's then.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, you get it. Huh. So, I cast Fireball with Twin Spell.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
One is going to be aimed to this big guy, and it's going to hit the big mushroom and this other big thing.
No, Firulais.
Of the area. I'm hitting the big guy, so it hits this one and this one, but not Zurok or Zully.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. And the other one is gonna go. Oh motherfucker! Oh motherfucker! Where do I want to hit it? I want to kill a lot of you. Okay, and the other one's gonna go here.
You can go for the big
Get
one.
one,
I can
two.
go with the other.
Here. So it's gonna take like a lot of these guys here, 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 and here. So that's 2 fireballs.
Okay. So I'll
And
let
I'm
you
gonna-
know. I'll let you know something. The second fireball is just going to delete those enemies, because as Twig Blights, they actually have a vulnerability to fire, and even if they were to dodge, they're gonna take too much. So you have deleted that group of enemies. But I want you to roll me the damage on the fireball you threw for the big one, because there is a interesting mechanic here, or rather,
Okay.
there's a certain mechanism at play.
Okay, so. Oh, this was painful. This was very, very painful.
Just make a mushroom bomb.
Yeah. Are you looking at the dices?
Oh
Oh
no!
shit!
It's like a fucking lot of damage. It's
Let me just
12 plus 10, it's 22. 32. Jesus Christ.
Holy crap!
Okay. Allow me to adjudicate what is about to happen now. Let me just pause the music. So the mechanic that is in play is fire retardant oil. Now this doesn't mean that it is fire resistant necessarily, just that it takes a certain heat to make it go up. That is a damage threshold of 10. So how much damage did you say you had there? 32?
Yes, sir, 32.
Even if this enemy was able to beat the dexterity check required, it would still go over the fire damage threshold. So instead,
I said before, you made a mushroom bomb. A mushroom bomb.
yes. So what happens, for lack of a better term, is that there is a brief moment in which it sounds like a jet engine turning on. That sound of before. I need you all to roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Everyone or the one?
Everyone.
I'm flying.
That close?
I'm gonna tell you the following, Murakhan. You if you choose up, make a choice, up or down.
Up.
Okay? You roll straight.
Saving
Okay.
throw.
I rolled 24.
It's what, a dexterity saving throw?
Yes, sir. Difficulty 16.
Okay.
Well,
It's 14 plus 4, it's an 18.
9 plus 2.
Very well. So as you might know by now, the highly magical plant matter around you is volatile. It has caused your death now twice, although both times there was the intervening factor of there being a titan of war walking around and making sure that everything exploded into flames at the same time. This kaboom is a lot smaller, and I'm gonna let you guys know that half of the damage that I would roll now, which would bring the total amounts of damage the highest, would be poison damage. So you guys are only going to have to deal with the fire damage and the force damage from the explosion of the strangler plus the mushroom. Those who succeeded on the dexterity saving throw are going to take half damage total. So
What's
here I go.
the-
Okay, so that's going to be. Just gonna roll my d10s here.
Mike, can you delete that on the chat, please?
Let's- Two. So that's 21 points of force damage and 18 points of fire damage, affecting everybody in the scene. And that includes the plant-like enemies up on the other side. As a low density yet high power wave of kaboom followed. First, there is a blast of this purplish blackish liquid that you all know by now would definitely have poisoned you if it wasn't for the fact that you went into the pyramid and obtained poison immunity from the corpse of a god. Then there is a blast wave of force as the plant monsters that you've been fighting detonate. First, the smaller, the center of the blast first, but the others soon are blown to pieces by the sheer heat being produced. And I'm not going to change the map to reflect this right now. But when the dust settles and the battle is over, you've left another crater in the jungle. And
Okay, so
smoke
you
is
said
rising in the
how
air.
much damage total?
So 21 points of force damage and 18 points of fire damage.
Okay, so that goes over my total HP. Now, one thing about Relentless Endurance is it works so long as I'm not killed.
Yeah,
But
so to kill you, that would have to bring you to negative your whole health.
okay, so yeah, I dropped to 1 health.
Okay, you are blasted to bits, but survive. Something you're probably getting used to by now.
Yeah. So am I standing out of the sand? Am I standing in the crater? Am I standing in the water?
I'll leave it up to you. Where do you prefer?
Okay.
Can you use life-giving force?
So I
Yes.
start getting out of the sand, and I go, "Okay, we need to talk about blowing up shit. These are 2 times too close together. Chill the fuck out."
You all are currently sizzling as the venomous portion of the explosion, burns your clothes a little bit, but dissipates into the air.
Okay.
You can hear the
Who's
ocean
that?
behind you.
Who's the goat thing here? Oh, that's a dragon who's flying. That's right.
I wanna make a deal with you because I don't want to get down again. So I will pay you the 2 lucky points I still have for this long rest and the 3 lucky points for the next long rest to only take the force damage. Since the explosion blows me away, I don't take the fire damage.
I'll accept that. If you take the totality of the force damage, it can blow you past where the blast wave would have hurt you.
Okay.
So you are in the water and swimming.
Right?
Yes. 21 points of damage.
I don't need concentration to keep my wings up, so I just make a ragdoll, and when I could stabilize, I'm still flying. And for no shit, I'm going down to the sea.
Well, you guys see, Murakhan a little far away atop the waves, making his way towards you. All right, and you're left on the cratered beach, surrounded by broken coconuts, the smell of burning poison, a rusted steel skeleton, and a small glowing box. It is a beautiful day. What do you do, John?
Let me just first go
Does
take a
everything in this world is fucking flammable and exploding, or what?
Yeah. I guess you should have caught on by now. Don't add to it, you damn it.
Oh, my man.
Oh,
And
shit.
probably the person that ended that whole thing the least damage of all is Sully.
gonna go
Sully,
take a
in your
picture.
hands, you have about 100 feet of Strangler Vine. It will function as a high-quality magical rope, should you
Nice.
need it. So you have a coil of Strangler Vine added to your inventory, should you wish to use it later on.
Thank you.
Well, looking at the bright side, shit, we got rid of them. Now, about that box.
The box is sitting there on the ground, gently glowing with its blue magic.
Okay, so I tried to open it.
Box.
Oh, no, wait, hold on. I did try to open it. That's what called the monsters.
No, so you were looking at it, but weren't able to find any specific way to open
No,
it. It doesn't
I
have any
used-
latches.
I used the knock spell to open it. And the knock creates a big knock sound, and that's what called the monsters.
That's what alerted them. All right. Now, unfortunately, you see the box still there, completely undamaged, and no way to open it. Like, it doesn't seem to have any latches. Why don't you give me an Arcana check? It does look magical as shit.
Okay.
Can I use
That's,
stun cunning on the
That's
box? Also?
that's a 15. That's a 15 plus 8. 23.
23,
Yes. So with a 23, you are able to better distinguish some of the arcane hexagrams and designs layered on top of it. For lack of a better term, this thing, it's not that it cannot be opened. With enough force, you can crack any box. But these spells are so intricately interweaved, if you are not yourself familiar with this type of spellcraft, you run the risk of causing a chain reaction. And with that in mind, Sully, as you put your hand on top of the box to use your sense of stone cunning and feel it, Why don't you give me a perception check just to see how much detail you're able to get?
What is the perception?
Plus wisdom, if I'm not mistaken.
Wisdom. Okay. Wisdom.
Well, is it locked with like an arcane lock kind of thing?
It is as if it's as if there are several layers of protective and underneath maintenance spells. It's almost as if it was meant to stay closed unless it was at the right place and time. Like it has to slot in somewhere. Sully,
17.
with a 17, you put your mind down into your proprioception and you feel the vibrations inside, and you know for a fact that this thing has multiple chambers of different sizes, and it feels like there's, for lack of a better term, there's this movement. You feel like there are people in there.
Like a dungeon.
So are they talking about it? Okay, so I walk up to them and I say, "So what the fuck is this?"
Can we turn a little like the other time we were on the?
I have an idea. Why don't we get this shit, go back to the tree, and get patched up before something else comes out and finishes up?
Yeah,
Finishes
that
this?
sounds like a good idea. I
think
grab
that-
the skeleton and I shake it. Are you awake now?
It doesn't respond, unfortunately.
All right, so I just can
What's the skeleton?
Can I
What
roll
is-
perception to see what kind of metal is this? You know, since I'm a guy who has worked kinds of armors and weapons, I should be at least be able to
Absolutely.
identify.
Absolutely. You may make a roll for that.
That's a 10.
Well, it must be steel. It's not only steel, but you can see that there are different alloys.
No, steel doesn't rust. At least it shouldn't.
Not if it's perfect, but I mean, I don't think
So,
Zoro
I-
would know the difference between old style and modern steel making, but it looks like a fucking steel skeleton. Sorry, Amadeus, you were saying.
I'm gonna roll an investigation check on the skeleton.
Go for it.
That's a 16 plus 8. That's 24.
Slightly better roll. As you and Zorok are, examining it on the way back, you realize that this cannot be a naturally made skeleton. And you realize that because you start looking at the cervical joints and realize that they're connected.
I mean, first of all, it cannot be natural. It's made of metal.
Yes, and there's also the fact that even though it has
Haven't
no
you seen the
ligaments to keep it
Wolverine?
all together. Sorry?
I said, haven't you seen the Wolverine? And then they went, what the fuck was that? And then kept talking.
Mean moment. Then you realize that. Oh, sorry, little battle beast. Looking at it, you realize that this must be some kind of, I
Construct.
want to say, homunculus construct. It is clearly meant to be a receptory of a consciousness. As a wizard, you know about certain higher level spellcraft that you can do to create a kind of servant. Some people call it a homunculus, some call it a
Yeah, the thing is, I saw these.
simulacrum.
I saw these. I saw these in the cave when I first arrived. So I don't see the gems, but are there any kinds of sockets where gems should be?
No, unfortunately. You don't think you see any, I mean, other than all of the inside of the skull? The open eye.
So here's what I do. I get my book. The book of remember the book to make golems that I found?
Yes.
But I have never reviewed it. So I take it and I try to open it now.
The magically closed latch
Oh,
opens at your touch.
damn it.
Okay.
I will
It
bring it back in-
seems you have actually done something very, very clever. Whoever the book's owner was, this is probably what's left of him.
Okay, so while we're walking, I'll start reading the book to see what I can find about the skeleton.
Does
and
it say
how-
anything about an author there?
Hold on, can I read now?
Yes, you're able to read.
Okay. Whoa! It's a 19 plus 8.
Listen, you want to find the author? You leaf through it and are surprised to find that the book is actually made up to academic standards in that it has a glossary. It has a straight up list of contents, and there is credits at the end. You flip to the last page and see written by Plato, Aristotle, Rickland. And
That's
then
the guy I'm
there
looking for.
I look at and I read it like this, like Plato, Aristotle, Crystal. You said
Rickland.
Rickland. I said like that, and I look at the golem and I said, "So is this you or your father?"
It may be. I mean, so I met two skeletons when I first arrived here. I met two skeletons in a cave not very far from here, and they were two brothers. They said that the third was missing, who was Plato, who was apparently in the pyramid. Maybe. So they died and became immortal by somehow transferring themselves into a metal skeleton. So my guess, if this is not him, probably it was the body he had before. Let's say an earlier version.
So, what do you think we can kind of revive this thing and get him back to life or something?
Well, that's the thing. I don't know if this is him. If it isn't, he is in another body who should be inside of the pyramid somewhere. If it is him, I guess there is some way to reactivate him.
All
I
right.
need to take him to the cave.
Well, let's do something then. Let me take a deeper investigation on the book to see how can I get to start this, or even to see if I can learn how to make them to assist us. And
All right.
we'll go.
So we're gonna get into the village, and we are going to prepare for a dinosaur attack as well.
Very well. As the four of you drag your grisly trophies back through the sand southwards to where...
Oh no, Muraken and Sully and Zurog are pulling the shit. I'm reading the book.
All right, we can say that you're reading as you walk. So as you arrive, the first thing that you all notice is something
Actually,
has-
sorry, allow me to interrupt you there. I'm not walking. I'm sitting on the box while they're pulling it because I am very, very hurt while I'm reading.
Okay, I won't make them... Do you want me to make them roll a strength check or a constitution check to avoid exhaustion? Because dragging a box of steel with a man on top is already plenty after a fight.
Oh no,
I
they're
won't
good.
make you make
Okay.
that roll.
On the car, I said, if you don't walk, no one's move inside from here, because this is your fault, Owen. So walk the fuck out of here and keep walking.
Aye. So
I
between
look-
Bickers and
While he's talking, I'm like shh, and I'm keep reading. Like, look, this is important.
between Bickers and Groans, you are able to make it to the village. And the first thing that catches your attention is that Temok's companion, the turtle, known as Turtle, with fragrant transplanted trees growing on her back, is now at her usual spot in front of the Black Pyramid. But you are able to spot something different. Between her branches, you see, stretching and moving slowly, is a long, thin figure it seems to move off into the cover of a bit of shadow behind one of the planting trees. And in a shimmer, all of a sudden, there is a woman sitting on top of the turtle's shell. She stares at the four of
Alright.
you with sharp
I-
snake eyes.
I raise one hand and say, "Let me handle this."
Alright. Who's that
And
one?
I don't know.
Well, let me close my door. It's very cold in here.
Will they go there? I get inside and grab something to eat to heal me a bit and try to find Ashoka. Since we all gone back, I assume that he will be around. Probably not, but that's what I do.
Hey, not a bad idea. As you come closer, the first thing that happens is you are greeted by Turtle. She does a, a customary non-word greeting, but you know it
Okay,
to be a hello.
so as I draw close, I just put, without taking my eyes off her, I just pat her on the head. Say, "Hello."
Hello.
Might I know who you are?
You know me. And I know you.
I roll insight.
Okay.
$13.
The last time you've seen these eyes before. Of course, they didn't quite look like this. But you can tell, it is the same mind. The first time you saw her, you killed her. And the second time, you used her as a token. This is the companion snake of the Boa clan members that have been attacking you. It seems she has gone through the Rubicon and become an elf. You see now the long ears, her long, sinuous black hair. She's very beautiful. But her eyes are merciless.
Wow. Didn't expect to see you like this.
Didn't think I would want to. I
Well-
said to my mother and father not to fight. They went inside.
Into the pyramid.
Yes. That they may remember.
Oh boy. How long ago was that?
A few minutes. Come. And she doesn't actually move. It is Turtle that begins to carry her up the hill.
And I say, "Stop. I need to first patch myself up, if you don't mind."
A hand is stretched, and you are allowed to get on Turtle as you all make your way up the hill. Murakan, because you went off from the group separate before, you see what is happening now. The group of robed figures in white who were used as a sacrifice the last two turns around, the helots that were used for the ritual, are now standing around, looking a little lost, but relieved. And among them,
Can I use my... Sorry to interrupt. Can I use my hit dice?
Yes, you may consider this a short rest. We're currently not in combat.
Alright. I'm gonna use
These guys are the one that I met before during the sacrifice
Yeah.
with Mino, right?
Yes, these are the group of people that Soli turned into chunky salsa when he did the spinning top thing.
14.
And among them, you see Corpalomis, your eagle, or rather your pigeon-shaped friend, who does not seem to have ingratiated himself to this group as they have him bound and tied.
16.
So they're trying to kidnap him again?
No, they're just kind of standing around, not knowing what to do. But he is tied up.
This is the guy who created the venom, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I grab my axe and a chicken leg and stand behind one of them in a position where I can see everyone, including Palomis.
Mm-hmm.
You're too far from home, you're a pigeon.
Hey.
Who the
You
fuck? What the fuck are you doing here? And
Time
I go
reset.
to the cultist guys.
So, out of the group of helots, they look at each other with a look of panic on their faces until one of them, a slightly older man with a bald head, breaks off from the group and says, "I am Arax. I believe I speak for us. We were told to come here. Our masters disappeared into the pyramid, and I have the horrible feeling that I've been here before. What is happening?"
Your master. Who is your master?
The two Boa clans.
The
I have to say the guy. I don't. I maybe I could make the relation from them and the Boa guys, but I'm just so pissed off that the fucking pigeon is here that I don't make the click.
It's the lady Ukix, and her husband. We
You mean the snake hot girl is here?
that fits, yeah. Hot snake girl, yeah. The males in the group basically go, yeah. No, that fits.
Yeah, you know that you can deny that even if it's
So I look at the pigeon, man. What do I need? I roll medicine to see how many hit points does he have.
Go for it.
Okay, that's 13 plus 8. No,
9.
plus 8. No.
He's at full health.
Okay, but how many how much health points more or less does he have?
9. He uses something like the if you want to know mechanically, this is technically the noble stat block. So he should have 4, but I'm buffing him up a little bit. He's got 9.
9 HPs?
Yes,
Yeah.
He's not reborn. He's part of the society, but he's not immortal.
Oh fuck.
Never
Never
mind.
mind.
Why you almost killed him before. So you're waiting here. What exactly? Where is the hot girl?
In the pyramid. Catch up, motherfucker.
Aren't you with the girl in the turtle?
Aren't they all in the same space?
No.
So now
I
you're
went-
all you may
Can-
all say now we're all in the same scene. You see Zurok, Turtle, Soli, everybody arrives. And
Okay.
So what? You're still in the future? Your mind hasn't fully arrived here? You're a little bit slow today, brother.
I just thought that I went off the group, met these people, and they were going with the turtle.
Oh.
Right. So
That's
what
right.
happens once you all arrive is the snake woman gets off of the turtle. She is completely new, and it doesn't seem to be bothering her at all. And she says, "I'm tired of fighting. I'm tired of running. I said to my parents, why not stay? Why not be here? And you see that she's trying to cover the group with her eyes. And you do realize that technically these are peasants of the Empire. You guys are starting up a new village. It seems she's offering you a workforce.
I see. First off,
Who
did
is
they
the
give you a name?
new
No.
snake girl?
Sorry, Murkan, please repeat.
Who is the new hot snake girl?
Remember the day had a snake? That the hot
Yeah.
girl had a snake? Yeah.
Yeah.
She's the snake now.
Oh, holy shit! Where I can get some of those hot snakes? You want to stay? You may stay. Don't worry. I talked to your father.
Ignore him, please.
Damn.
Okay. And it's as if you go dark. Start singing.
All right, so I look at her. So they didn't give you a name. Would you like a name?
Yes.
Have thought of any?
Shimmer.
Shimmer. I extend a hand. Zurok. Other
I
hand.
don't
She takes your hand.
you to grab that hand.
She takes your hand.
As she extends the hand, I say other hand.
Oh, and the other one. And with that, gentlemen, you have a group of workers, a new friend, and some battle experience. Now, how awake are we? How are we feeling? Are we ready to play another hour and change?
Sure.
Yeah,
let's
sure.
go.
I'm
Excellent.
good.
Yeah.
So before we continue, please give me the 10 minutes just to drink some water, get myself back in order.
Me too. I need to go get some water.
Let's all take a 10-minute break, and when we return, we will see what happens in this bright morning, in this new cycle of the turning of the wheel. Thank you for
I
being
wake
here.
up. I call up Jean and ask him if he want a new mommy.
Bro.
So, here,
Are you my new mommy?
So-
Are you gonna marry my brother? Are you gonna marry my brother? Suddenly, the little shadow dragon's just flying like crazy all over the place, happy, meeting all of these new people. He's a very happy little guy.
Okay, I look at the rest of the flock and see what are their reactions to seeing this shit.
A lot of what the fuck. You realize that the look is not on your face anymore, because you have started to grow used to the strangeness. But something tells you that these people dressed in white are about as new at this as you are. You realize that many of them are still wearing that panicked expression of, I got here like a month ago and I asked for help from the first person I could find. This shit is insane. Half of us have died. They wanted to sacrifice us. It's all fucking weird.
So I walk up to them and say, listen up. I know how you're feeling, and the best I can tell you, for the sake of being realistic, get used to the weird. You're gonna say, what the fuck is that? A lot of the time, you'll get used to it. Just take it one day at a time.
And
I mean,
think-
can you believe? I look at them and I say, can you believe I'm 900 years old?
Whoa, looking good. You get some stares of approval, and not just from the few ladies around. All right, fellas. 10-minute break. When we come back, we'll figure out what you're gonna fucking do with your new peasants.
All right.
And
Okay.
split. Pregúntame. Ah, la trajeron con ustedes. La trajeron con ustedes. No, no la han podido abrir. Según lo que sentiste con tus manos, sí. Esta debe ser la famosa caja payaso de la que Margarita habló. No, uno, porque tendría que ser un hechizo doble. Porque es mucho más que solamente empequeñecimiento, es miniaturización. Y segundo, no hay entradas. O sea, esta vaina está cerrada como una caja negra de avión. Don't know. We'll have to check. Don't shake up the Coca-Cola. All right. Let me get myself some tea. Back in 10 minutes. Oh, my friends. They're still currently on the loading screen. I believe it's only my voice going out. Let's see if I can... Zorok, just... Can you please confirm with me? Yeah, okay. I just gotta figure out what I'll do with this. It is a I just wanted to confirm if you could hear me when I did that. That's alright. Oh, snake women sacrifices. Some angry bushes. It's actually kind of a shame that they exploded at the end because I didn't get to do my exposition or that. But it was a fun way to end the fight. It would have probably turned into a bit of a quagmire if you didn't get rid of the commander mushroom quickly. Damn it. Just... neuron activation. I'm just gonna move us up to the live position, but we shan't start until we're all good and ready. It's just so that we're all conversing here on chat. So, yeah. I said commander, big mouth, neuron activation, quick solution. Not bad. Not bad. Now, I'll tell you this. I was really not expecting the spaghetti movement.
Mike is, you know...
But it is... I find the way Mike thinks interesting and good. It's more fun to have a barbarian that does that kind of fun...
Barbaric stuff.
That kind of
He's
stuff.
actually he is a barbarian. Like he
goes full...
generally acts the full barbarian.
Exactly. So...
Like, let's mesh.
For those who watch us afterwards... For those who watch us afterwards, we're all at different levels of experience with role-playing games, so even though he cannot hear us talk right now, I just want to say I am very happy with the way our friend Mike, our beautiful Sullivan, has been taking to his character.
He's one of the player, that's true.
Yeah, he's becoming the lavadora chaka chaka.
Yeah.
Labadora con chaka chaka. Oh, jeez. Also, I feel like I keep putting Murakan in these like get fucked situations that, like, if he's a little bitter, that would make sense. He just keeps getting blown up and it's not his fault. It's not even his fault. He keeps getting caught in other people's fireballs.
Yeah. Me too, in that line of thought.
Yeah, but you're the frontline orc. Like, you're kind of made for that. That thing of I can survive almost anything with 1 HP, it's way useful. I genuinely thought that back at the Great Tree, and when I reflected the damage from the meteor spell, that would probably... I thought that was gonna kill you. Like, that would have put you at negative a lot. But hey, we're still here. We're still here. Yeah. So as you can see, even though the wheel turns back, certain things are unchangeable. Certain things happen again, certain things differ. Now, let me put it this way. There is someone in that box who would not have been there. Or rather, who should have been here tonight.
The dinosaur.
Yes, sir. And how has that affected things, I wonder? We will reveal that on the return. Now, let me just turn off the Dark Souls music. I'm starting to get a little tired of it. While we play some. Okay. Let us center ourselves. Get back in character. Okay. Oh, why did that only last so little?
We still need the battle map?
Just a moment. Nope, we don't need the battle map more for today. Or at least I don't have any other battle map fights planned, which doesn't mean that there won't be any. Now. The mood is tense. Perhaps the first thing that breaks the silence as we return is Turtle, for she puts her... Sorry? Why can't I play the song that I want? Hang on.
Isn't Turtle some sort of a healing thing in her shell?
She has a bunch of plants, if you know
She
which
has
ones.
a bunch of medicinal plants growing from out of her shell. You've never seen these particular specimens, but you do know a thing or two about botany. If you wanted to, you might be able to cook something up.
Okay. First, I ask permission to Turtle for it.
Just a moment. Just trying to make sure the right music is playing here. But it doesn't want to, which is starting to kill me. There we go. So, as she puts her large head just on top of the steel box that you've brought, her eyes close for a moment. And, like, turtles are pretty relaxed, but you can tell that something good happens in her mind. When she opens her eyes back up to look at Amadeus, you can see that in them is an assentive. You can do what you wish.
Okay. What do I need to roll to make something to heal us?
Well, if you have medicine, I will allow you to roll medicine. But as I said, these are new plants, so at a difficulty 15, rolling high or low may affect
Medicine.
Medicine.
Mm-hmm. That's a +8, brother.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
Okay, so that's a 14 + 8. That's 22.
Okay. So listen, you're having to do a little bit of educated guesswork here, but that spiral lemon fruit growing there looks similar to some things you've used in alchemy before. You smell it a bit, check out a couple of branches, tear off a little cinnamony looking stick from a different tree, and start grinding things on a flat piece of clean stone around you. And eventually you end up with a paste of lemony scented, what you assume is a healing poultice. Yeah, you have a dose of healing poultice. It will allow everybody to recover up to 2 hit dice if you slather it on yourselves. Unfortunately, it does make you smell like sweet lemon and honey, which might attract bugs, but hey, small price to pay. Now, gentlemen, what will you do?
So I look at Shimmer.
She stares back.
What is she doing? Is she sitting down somewhere? Is she standing next to a wall?
She is currently half hanging from a extended branch atop Turtle. She seems to feel most comfortable off the ground. She's just looking around very intently with that intense, like, Imagine if you could learn as fast as a baby throughout your whole life. Like, her brain must be running at 1,000. But otherwise,
Yeah.
she looks pretty calm.
So I go to her and say, got a question. Did
I
they
will
go alone?
Yes. Just the two of them.
So Temak was not with them.
No, the old man wasn't around. I would have smelled him.
Well, I guess we have to wait. I don't know if they told you anything.
They were expecting the Beastmaster today, but he didn't come.
Because his dinosaur is missing.
Yes.
Okay, listen. Let me give you the short version. That pyramid carries a curse in which time resets. The last time before now, the time reset, that dinosaur was befriended by someone who was with us. And by my guess, that dinosaur is in that box.
That would make sense.
As for your parents, well, if they die in the pyramid, it will just spit them out with the curse.
But I saw you go in. I went in. Should they not be out already?
Time in the pyramid is weird.
That is something to say, yeah. So she's just looking around and going, can we stay then?
I believe so. I would need to talk to your parents first, see what they think.
Okay.
At the end of the day, you respond to them, not to me or us.
I
You can respond to me if you wish so.
answer to she straight up like blue screens. You see that she's trying to do a thought that doesn't finish coming through. Well, fellas,
Do you know the concept of mother and father?
I know that I care about something other than myself.
Well, they care about you. Hold on to that. Trust me. It is worth it.
Oh,
Anyway.
do you believe? Hang on.
I look at him and I
Are
said,
you
"What?
telling-
That ages now?"
Roll perception. No, sorry. Roll. I want you to either roll for persuasion or for what's the word that I'm looking for here? It's either perception or no, persuasion or lying. Words.
Deception.
Persuasion. It's
Deception.
persuasion.
But don't
Deception.
tell me which one unless the roll is below a 14.
Unless it's below 14, I don't tell you the result. That's it?
Mm-hmm.
Shit, it's a 6.
So, she's able to see right through you. Did you truly believe what you just said about family that you never had? Or were you trying?
No, but here's the thing. Surag never really had a family, but he has met people who did, especially here. And even though it's a feeling he doesn't really know, it seems to be something good to have.
There you go. She sees through you, and though not convinced, she is also not angered. There was no deception attempt here. That's fine. I will remember them. The big man should be here tomorrow. He will know what to do with the pellets.
Okay, wait a second, please. Sorry, it's a pause. Where are we geographically speaking in the game?
So geographically, you're at the westernmost point of the world.
No, I mean, are we in the tree? Are we on the way to the tree? Where are we exactly?
Oh, you are on the plaza around the blood tree, the main tree of your village.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Thank you. Continue.
The architect. He
Otter.
will. Yes. She does. Something weird happens in her eyes when you mention that name. And then she goes, he will know how to make them work. I want to stay here.
All right.
Will you take the pigeon home?
The pigeon has some questions to answer, so bring him to us first.
He is hauled to you guys, still bound hands and feet with, a piece of leather on his mouth. That one talks like a weapon,
I know.
so we bound him.
You did great.
Thank you.
So about him, he has done a lot of fucked up shit. Meaning that by principle he should be dead, but he has some use to us. So will we take him back to his home? Maybe. We'll see about that.
Well. Well. He.
So I
is-
kneel in front of him
You do.
and say, I know what you did, Corpalonis. You already told me.
And I look at him and I say,
Yeah,
we're gonna have fun.
you know what we're talking about.
I cannot contort my face anymore, but his eyes go from being like very human-like to suddenly feeling like a cartoon character. He's like,
We're gonna have some fun again.
All right.
Oh
so I go to the rest of the Helots and try to organize them in what little buildings are constructed.
Yeah, you see that they say, listen, we see that there's a couple of open terrains. There's that thing that looks like a workshop. We can probably fit ourselves in there until some more permanent stuff is built. Hang on, my little war beast seems to be going mad. Hey! No, you can't go outside to fight. No, he wants to go and kill something. My son, you are at action. You cannot go and fight. So, hang on. No! Are you going to go out and start barking? Oh, let him get tired. So, yeah, Mr. Palomis is having himself a quiet yet very funny-looking panic attack. He really just looks like a wiggly banana. And the Helots don't seem that bothered. As a matter of fact, talking with them, spending a little bit of time, you realize that they joined up with the two Boa clan members they were given what would be the standard deal. Join our society, work for 40 years, you can become like us. So to them, it's just, oh, we finally got to the town they promised. So, at that point, the clan of Dart Frogs show up, and you guys have a couple of tense moments where you have to tell the frogs not to touch the people, and the people not to touch the frogs, so that there's not going to be a unnecessary amount of tragedy in the night. But other than that, things are stable. Now,
Okay.
timeline-wise,
well-
let me just place you in time.
The monolith.
Sorry, Morgan, what are you saying?
Remember the frog people to read the monolith that were built.
Also, he was looking for John.
Yeah.
Yes. So, just a moment. Hey. Quiet. Sorry, folks.
Gary, 5 minutes. Sorry.
Oh, what I got.
The hell is that?
Yeah, I have a question, guys. Should we get this flock to the pyramid so that they remember they're gonna be our servants?
No. Let's not do that.
Coño,
Ah.
hang on. This dog is killing me. So sorry, guys. So sorry.
It's a
Don't
dog.
worry.
Don't worry so much.
Dude, it's a dog. Just bring it to yourself, like carrying him your legs, whatever, so he chills.
The problem is that he's pooped all over the garden and it's dark and I don't want to step on something accidentally.
Okay, just call him.
So,
Yeah, but I don't think he's gonna pay much attention. He's still a puppy.
Yeah, that's right.
okay, quick check of the boots. Make sure I didn't step on anything. Yeah, okay. You're punched. You've been a bad boy. My little war beast who is misbehaving. So where were we? Yes, midday of the first day, you actually moved quite quickly to recover the box. You know that come the night, or rather come next day, the party of Otter the Architect will be here, so these people won't be on their own for too long. Now, Murakan, here's the thing. John has been in the pyramid. Or rather, no, that's true. John has not been to the pyramid, so he would not remember the key data
No, wait.
that Zrock gave him.
We did something. He did something to remember. I remember that.
Yes,
Yeah.
he wrote his information into the stele, the big stone that you had the architect build. And you in fact see that the stone is there. So I'm not going to roll a luck check to see if John is here. I will in fact have you roll a perception check.
Who?
Murakan, unless
So
you wanna...
That's it.
How do you wanna go look for him?
I'm actively looking for him.
Okay.
I'm going through every building. I'm going to look in below every stone. I'm going to poke every shadow. I'm looking for him.
Okay. Shall we do this? Jin appears at your shoulder for a moment and it says, "Hey, big brother. Got an idea. Can you give me some power?" He wants to take a couple of spell slots, if at all possible.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Come over here. He leads you a little bit to the side of the camp. And he says, "Dig here.
Big?
Dig a little, yes."
Okay. I start digging a hole.
You start digging, and, there's a few layers of earth. And then it's wetter. You take it apart, and you see a stream of water flowing with a faint iridescence. One of the underground rivers that blue guy. Oh, it's been such a long time. Sacred water. When you put your hand inside, it feels sacred. It feels clean. And most importantly, as you see that Jin takes the power that he said, you are on top of a mountain. You are under the water. You are flowing under the jungle. You are the darkness moving underground. Your perception is spread out all across these holy circles of underground water that your old companion said he made. And with that, you feel it. There is like running your hand across a bed sheet and suddenly finding a bump. Your shadows bump against John. And you snap back to your consciousness and you fix your eyes on a point in the tree line about 600 yards away. And sure enough, you see a pair of glowing cat's eyes perfectly hidden in the foliage. And then a figure steps out as he knows himself seen. And there he is, the policeman. He stands by the tree line, clearly not remembering you, and definitely a little spooked now that you have felt, or you have managed to touch his consciousness from far away.
Okay. I'm going to use one Misty Steps to get close to him. But not so close that I will trigger any movement reaction.
Okay, with your shadowy Misty Step, you move between the shadows and place yourself also on the tree line, but far away enough that he could react if he felt in danger. And you are now both within eyesight of each other.
You are someone really hard to find, my brother.
Who are you to call me brother?
Your brother by blood.
How is that possible?
Come to me. Come with me. You already wrote this before. You're gonna get to know everything as you read this. I walk him through the street. I don't have the eloquence to explain everything to him.
Understandable, and hey, you've had a rough morning, still barely patched up, so you walk him with you in the sunlight where he can see all of your limbs and your movements, up to the stele. A stele is a big piece of stone. This one was built quite quickly out of the blood of the architect, and you see all of the writings that were left there. John keeps looking at it until he detects a piece of handwriting that makes him startle and goes, "Oh, I wrote that." And then he gives it a good read. You don't know the alphabet just yet, but by the end of it, he takes a deep breath, turns around, and Kiki stops being the suit and becomes once again her full form around the shoulders. And he says, "Well, seems you weren't lying. That means I owe you."
Yeah.
But how came you to mantle the beast around your shoulders?
That's
You mean me?
something new as well. Jin just burned be after you left the last time. So
I have
Probably-
never seen a shadow-bound beast like him. I could
Or
swear
not.
he looks like a Quattle. You must be very
I
special.
basically that.
Come again?
I think he is that Quato thing you said. For me, it's just a dragon, but if I remember properly what Oro said, it's a very, very old existence.
Huh. Well, we're not supposed to explain this kind of thing to outsiders. The mantling of a beast's soul is one of our closely guarded secrets. But you have done it, so you can't be that much of an outsider.
Am I nearby?
Yeah, definitely.
I just go. Nobody taught him. He figured it out.
Oh, shit.
Am I close to?
If you want to be.
I said, not even that. I have to heal the thing. You just happen
Oh,
to
yeah.
be there with me. You're welcome. You fucking iguana.
Oh man,
So
go
you-
blow
you
your
provided-
mouth.
So, John, takes a moment. You provided the life needed for this. Oh.
Yeah, we use a special bulb battery for that.
You see that the gears are grinding in his head, and it hits a wall. Fuck.
Don't stress too much about it.
I
There
don't
still
know. Listen, I don't know what you are, or how you got to be like that, but I do know who could help. If you were able to make your way there.
Okay.
If you were able to find the Shadowed Citadel, our training place, I'm sure one of the old masters would know something more about shadowbound beasts like yours.
Right.
He
Any hint about what I'm looking at?
come again?
Four.
Any hint what I'm looking for?
Well, in order to find the temple, this should be a great big secret, but fuck it. You just need to get yourself to Astlan and then dive. The temple is hidden under the electrified waters of the lake. 200-300 meters down. But, shouldn't be that difficult for you.
All right. I stand up.
Still two things that you need to tell me. Well, actually, one you need to tell me, and one that I need to tell you. And first, I need you to tell me what the fuck is happening to me now, since we are blood brothers.
Well, very basically, the dragon around your shoulders, his body is dead. But it seems that you, as a group, were able to provide enough vitality to keep the integrity of its soul. Now you are sharing a bond. You walk the land, the physical world, for him. And if you are ever lost in the dark, or on the other side of the veil, he shall walk for you.
I
Yeah,
think
that-
he was asking about the
Okay,
fact that you gave them blood dice and now he's stuck with a curse.
Oh, I gave you the dice. I didn't write
Yep.
that down on the stellar images. That explains a lot. He, produces a claw and writes a few things on the rock. It doesn't go as deep now that it's all dry, but he clarifies that there. I don't know why I didn't write it before. I have it too much. You said one more thing, though, which is that last time I had left. Now, this all seems very interesting to me, so why would I leave?
I will tell you about that later.
I need to tell you.
Hang
we
on.
Can get later.
Yeah, we can talk about that later. First, I need to ask you for a bit of a favor.
Okay.
Try to find Temog. He should be here, but he isn't.
Well, that's his turtle right there.
Exactly.
He points to it, and you see that turtle is laying her head on the steel box. That beast is
Wait,
pretty
is he
smart,
in the box?
That beast is pretty smart. Smarter than me.
Shit!
And
He's
with
in
that,
the box.
yes, sir, you figured it out. He was part of the rescue crew that went into the submarine when it exploded, and it seems that the box itself has transcended the cycle. The people that were in it didn't die. They went back in time inside the box. I'm just giving you this since you have hit upon the piece of information. And without
Okay, so
having to do an
this should be-
intelligence check, you know this.
So let's bring this to your wife, Sully.
His wife is probably in there
No.
somehow.
Well, she'll be on the submarine, if not. But, how are you gonna
Right.
call it?
Yeah, I don't see a reason they will be arriving this shore. He was
They
the
are not
reason.
in the shore. They are in the
One-
submarine.
There's someone who needs to know about how to open this thing here.
The antenna.
Well,
Hmm.
Amadeus, as you say, there's someone that might be able to open it here. It strikes you that it's not that you've lied, but you took a good look at the wards around this thing. Not even you could do this without the plans. Like, if you didn't have the schematics in front of you, you were worried that you would pull a thread, and you know how things explode around here. Also,
Yeah.
there are people in there, from what you know, under at least 2, like, multiplied shrink spells. And you remember what happened when Sully burst out of the shrimp that was attacking the submarine when you all met them. His leg exploded. It's some kind of decompression danger. If it's done too fast or in the wrong conditions, you could just be killing them all again in a highly painful manner.
Okay, but wait, who was there when we were talking about the submarine and about this besides the wife? Besides Sully's wife?
Her husband.
Nobody that's present to know. Her husband,
Okay.
who was part of the rescue party, you assume he's in the box.
Shit. Okay.
So if that giant glowing light stick was directing a signal to this, can it somehow find the submarine or call it?
I mean,
Interesting.
you asking me?
This pointing to the submarine doesn't that mean that this is a part of the submarine?
With
Or
that
a tool
thought,
of it?
Or
you
the
think to
submarine?
yourself. With that thought, you think to yourself,
Wait.
it can't have been the whole crew in
Sorry.
there. Sully, yes.
Last time we turned on the stake thing, the pole with
Yeah,
force,
with electricity.
with string.
Yes. But
Can we do
it's
that
a receiver. Ooh. It's a receiver. You can definitely turn it on if you want, but the signal is only from the box to it. Unless you know how to Magitech switch the polarity and also know your wife's submarine's radio, you're kind of shit out of luck.
All right, so let's think. We have a big 900-year-old wizard. A big ship stuck in water. And a box. And an antenna.
Oh, and we still have to play with him.
Hang on. I grab Corpalomis, remove the strap, and say, "What?"
Half Moon! Loki! Half Moon! Come on, I must have told you about Half Moon.
Yes, in Tanky.
Yes, the legendary artificer. He might be able to open that. Safely. If you take me to him.
Not right now.
Oh,
That's
I look at him. I cast a mage hand and slap him with the mage hand.
Oh! Oh! I'll do it again.
Shut the fuck up.
Wait, do it again. I kind of.
I put the thing in his mouth again. Shut the fuck up.
Okay.
He doesn't look as displeased as you might think. Go.
So I grab him by the face in a not friendly way and say, "Listen, there's a lot more going on in here than you. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna wait for Otter and the rest of the Legionnaires to come back. Well, not come back, arrive. That will be tomorrow. In the meantime, we are gonna just sit here, and you are gonna either help find that submarine or shut the fuck up."
I think he can talk and have a really good and nice warm talk with Ashka.
Well, at this point, you haven't told Ashcat about the poison. So you see him panic and start to sweat. He knows that you haven't told him, otherwise he might be getting dragged away right now. So,
yeah.
Hey. Now,
right.
Gentlemen, it's a pretty wise decision to wait until the architect arrives before leaving. I'll say this. Before you use this time skip to move on to the next stage, might I recommend, perhaps, as your delightful game master, taking the rusted skeleton down to the cave?
Yeah,
Right.
that was right.
You know, you may not be able to identify it, but I was going to suggest an intelligence check for this at low difficulty. The brothers might.
Yeah. Right, you said the cave, not the Horus's chamber. All right, so I'm taking the skeleton. Sully, Murakan, you can stay here. Amadeus, wanna come with me? See some cool magic shit?
I mean, you son of a bitch.
Take out the bomb.
Very well. Sully, Murakan, will you go with the two of them, or will you stay in town doing your thing?
I will stay because I still
I
need
want to
explain to me what the fuck is the course and what I need to do and what I can do and why and how and when and why again.
Okay, so as they go off, I'm going to say that you have a conversation with Ashkat where he's going to center himself and give you some more detailed information about the group he belongs to, how he came upon Kiki, and what does it mean to mantle a shadowbound beast. We'll get to that in a little bit. Allow me to describe this first. Gentlemen, you make your way down the beach. Knowing the area fairly well by now, you know that you actually don't have to go through the jungle with its dangers. You can just walk yourself leisurely down half a mile south through the beach. You find the cove where you woke up the first time, and something's off. Roll me a perception check.
Where is the tiefling?
16.
Oh, the tiefling is down at Horus's chamber having a conversation. He can be part of your scene if you so desire. 16.
Perception.
You notice it quite quickly. The opening of the cave mouth has widened, as if something had tried to drag itself inside. And while looking, you notice a bunch of discarded, slightly broken off pieces of what looks like mother of pearl. It's rough on one side, smooth and shiny on the other. Little broken pieces here and there.
Something came in.
Or
This-
tried to.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So we better go in quiet.
Very well, gentlemen.
No.
Please roll me a stealth check as I describe this other part of the scene as well. I'll be doing a little bit of a back and forth just to keep ourselves with a bit of flow.
Stealth plus 5. I got a 20 total.
I got a 14 plus 4. That's an 18.
18, excellent. So with 2 people in the group having passed it, that does mean that your group stealth check works. I'll get back to you with that. Murkan, as the boys go into the cave, John takes you down into the side chamber, which you know to have been Horace's old room. Now, John hasn't seen him, but you do see Horace there. He quietly is sitting on his desk. And he gives you a appraising look. John says, "We Smoke Jaguars are a brotherhood of men and women and beasts who cannot die. When you pass, the relationship is inverted, and you and your shadow-bound beast must fight on the other side of the darkness to bring you back. If you so desire, you will never the abyss stares back, is what I will say."
I think I felt that before, or something really terrifying like that.
Very well. So long as you retain your sense of self and your relationship to your beast, you will retain your intelligence on the other side and be able to return. But I warn you, just because you can doesn't mean that you should do it casually. Things live in the darkness. Things we were not made to fight. To be shadow-bound means that you are now this being's body, and they are your spirit. You can grow together, up or down. The reason the spirits of cats are usually chosen for this, and Kiki is on his shoulder, is their sense of justice, morality, their hunting instincts. With them, we can travel through the shadow as if we were shadows themselves. But your beast is different. I don't know all of the powers that will come with him. I don't know. I've never seen a man with something other than a cat on his shoulder. So, no. You're punished.
So this just represents the unknown, but doesn't mean that I will be prosecuted or pursued because he's not a cat.
No, you won't. Stranger things exist, but
Yeah.
someone outside of my brotherhood would have no reason to understand how rare this is. Little Jin, he says to your little beast. Yeah? Where do you end? With that, we move to the other scene. Gentlemen, you have gone into the cave and can hear the sound of the crashing waves behind you. As you go further, you see more and more small pieces of this white, hard substance. You think it looks kind of like a shell. As before, you know that there is a branching path in the cave, one leading deeper to the crystal matrix where the skeleton brothers hold the majority of their brain, and one going left that you guys have never actually gone down before. And lucky for you, the track marks and the little broken pieces of shell seem to be going leftwards. So, hey,
I say
may
we
be able
go
to avoid it.
right. Let's go right. Let's avoid confrontation when we don't need it.
it's fair enough. As you keep walking, eventually the floor of the cave levels out, the sound of the ocean fades away.
Just a reminder, I have one of my feats now is alert. So I want to roll for perception to see if I don't find another fucking Roman soldier.
Ah, please roll, sir.
Natural 20!
There is a shape of a man standing at the mouth of the cave. You're not able to see his factions with any clarity, but he goes away. He walks off when he realizes himself noticed. Very clever, Mr. Zorok. Very clever.
Alright, so still stealthily, I just grab my sword and start walking slowly.
Gentlemen, you'll make it down to the bottom of the cave, or rather, as you go through, you realize that you must be nearing it, because something begins to happen. The walls begin to glow from inside with a soft aquamarine luminescence. Amadeus, this must be what Zorok was talking about. You realize that the natural cave has begun to give way to this crystalline matrix all around you. And all of a sudden, it's as if you're walking inside of a crystal cave. A little bit like a meme pops into your head, the Fortress of Solitude for Superman. And eventually you reach a vaulted circular chamber with some stalagmites and stalactites made out of this faintly glowing blue crystal.
I touched the crystals.
You touch it, you know what this is. This is just memory storage. This is a brain extension. Of course, it was kind of new tech by your time, but even you made good use of this. You had a couple of vaults in which you put schematics and plans for spells that you didn't finish or never got around to. Sometimes, some fights with the ex-wife. But what's surprising is just the amount. You think to yourself, you could store several of your lifetimes of memories just in this cave. So this place must have belonged to some smart cookie.
Can I is there anything? I'm gonna roll an investigation check to see if I can know the person or the pairs or the persons who were storing their memories here. Okay, that's a 13 plus 8.
With a 13 plus 8, well, you don't really know who.
21.
Because it's like looking at an SSD drive and being like, okay, who owns this? Maybe if I look at the files. You have the option to send some magic into the crystal just to charge it and have better access.
Okay.
Alright. While he's
what level of
touching,
spell slot would you like to spend?
I raise my hand. Don't worry. They will come and explain soon. I'm just still keeping a lookout for the whoever was that I saw.
I look at him and say, "What are you looking for?"
Well, I saw someone that was not supposed to be here, but we should meet two brothers who I hope are listening.
It takes some time but you notice that the luminescence of the cave is slowly increasing. At some point, it is quite bright. Not so much that you would have to shield your eyes, but enough that you wouldn't need any kind of assistance to look or see around you. Gradually, two shapes resolve themselves around you. One is a fairly short, stocky looking, you want to say fierce little skeleton, wearing a toga and some laurels around his head. And yes, where his eye sockets should be, there are two shining crystals made of the same material around you. Next to him, another one appears. Quite similar in shape, except this one is much taller and looks aloof. Looking at them both, even though you can't see the skin, something in how they stand there tells you, oh, these guys are brothers. And the shorter one of the two goes, "Hey, Zurok, happy to see you again.
Hey,
you
old
guys
man.
are still alive."
Yeah, kind of. Listen,
So what's up?
we found a clue, I guess, and I show him the skeleton.
You just plop it on the ground.
No, I just like lift it.
Oh, he must have sent it out on his own.
I guess. Also, okay, so guys, this is Amadeus. These are
Alex and Jules, says the tall one.
Alex.
Alexander and Julius Caesar. Pleasure to meet you. Oh, are you a wizard, sir?
a very
Kind of, yeah.
Kind of. I do see that you're well built for a master of the arts.
Yeah, I do eat my veggies.
Very good. That is, nutrition is very important. Oh, shut up, you dweeb. Just because you like him. Now take a look at the fucking skeleton.
He also
alright.
found a book written by your brother.
Oh? Would it happen to be the treatise on golems? Very good. If you would like to learn how to do what it says to do in that book, we could help you. But just so you know, it's not about golems.
Okay. So what is it about then?
The secrets of life and death, of course. How do you think I'm here talking to you?
All right. I take the book out and I say, all right, let's talk.
So, first he takes a look at the skeleton, and then he sits down with you and the book and says, "It's written in code, you see. We are necromancers. Don't be scared, please.
Not at all.
Our art is not like the pedestrian way of enslaving souls. Our brother figured out how to hone a soul without ever coming into possession of it. I think this is very important. We don't put strings on people's souls. So the information in this book is written... It's from when we had to protect ourselves. Let me give you the key. He, goes to the last page and writes down a sequence of numbers and a sequence of letters. And he basically teaches you, okay, so these are the substitutions that you have to make to get to the true text, blah, 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 blah. It'll take you a long time, but with this book, given enough practice, you could learn how to cast Plato's necromancy. And once he says that, he starts to explain to you. Part of the way we do this, we can do it after someone has already died, or we can prepare a contingency, so to speak. We replace your skeleton with your prepared vessel beforehand. So if you fall in battle, your soul will not go into the ether. It will remain in your chest cavity You will have to deal with the flesh later, of course, but if you're able to get yourself to a high-level priest, there is no reason you can't heal the flesh afterwards. Your soul is still technically attached to it. And if you can't, well, now you are a steel skeleton, and we can make you a glamour. Pretty good, right?
Interesting.
But the problem here is... where is Plato's flesh? Because that is his skeleton.
Oh.
Here's the... He shakes for a moment, and though he doesn't have a face, I'm worried that crystal-headed fool is now a pool of flesh, keeping himself alive through biomancy somewhere in the darkness.
Could he have a second skeleton that he could transfer himself into?
All things being considered, I think he could transfer himself into anything he wanted, so long as it had an anthropomorphic shape.
I mean, is his soul inside this skeleton? No, right? You're telling me that
definitely
technically, you're telling me that technically the thing about the magic is to keep the soul in the skeleton. So if
We
it's not
generally
here,
use the skeleton as an anchor, but here's the thing. How can I explain this? And he goes into a very complicated tirade specifically to Amadeus. Amadeus, if you roll me an intelligence check, I'll allow you to translate it simply.
okay, that's a natural 20, baby.
Fuck, you kind of get it. The problem is, Plato has been dead for a long time. Technically dead, soul separate from body. He has been keeping the body alive through biomantic magic. So, it's not that anything impossible has happened here. Is that why would someone tear off their skeleton and send it on a mission? And also, what happened to the guy? Like, the brothers are worried that the guy has put himself in hell for a reason nobody can understand. Not only is he trapped in the pyramid, if he's still alive, he must be suffering horrendously.
Hang on a minute. Can he do this with wood?
I don't think so. Wood is alive. What has happened?
The first time that I arrived here, I fell in the water, but a wooden humanoid shape, much like this one, seemingly pulled me out of the water. So, your brother may have found a way to transmit, maybe not himself, but maybe commands to different bodies. Why he chose the metal one in this case? Because he needed to drag a heavy fucking box out of the water.
So, my friend, as your game master, I would like to say you've hit it, actually. The two brothers look at each other and they go, well, no control, but you can leave a command. Yeah, you can leave a command. Huh. It is likely that it was Plato who saved you last time, but why mention it now? What's the problem?
I just remembered. And, well, the box is actually probably the nursery in a submarine from a bunch of dwarves.
You've got a clown box.
That's what it's called?
Yeah, well, you know, I don't exactly want to take credit, but I was part of the team that made that technology. Oh, fuck. Do
Care
not
to
try
explain
to
how to
open that.
open it?
Do not try to open that without the right equipment. You will absolutely kill everyone inside.
Alright, do you know how to make contact with a submarine?
No, we really cannot cast magic in this form. If we were to do it, we might... It's as if, imagine, out of world, what they're trying to say is, if I'm a computer, I can't play with magnets. So if they cast magic in their current bodiless form, they run the risk of frying themselves in the crystal matrix. So...
Alright, but what did you tell me what I need to cast?
Well, we could try teaching it to you, but you will run into one last problem, which is that water dissolves magic. So unless you have some way to boost that signal enough to get to anywhere around the open ocean, it's kind of diminishing returns.
We do have a stick. A metal stick with a light that took us to the box.
So maybe that thing works, or either that on the lot or a shitload of gold could help.
Yeah. Of course, you could also take this to a silver enchanter. They might be able to do it safely. And then, Murakan, John says to you, so you need to speak to the old Shadow Masters. As I said before, the temple, do not tell this to anyone you do not trust with your life. The Shadowbound Temple is a mile underwater in Lake Aston. So, when you can, make that pilgrimage. I'll vouch for you.
Great. That helps us, actually.
Well,
There is being a lot of things that I never did before that I suddenly know how to do. And I'm so glad that Jean is helping me, but I do really want to know how to help him as well.
Well, I think... this has all been so dark and it's been a lot of emotion for just one day. All things being said, it's not all suffering. How about we take a walk around the dark side, you and I? Let me show you how to move through the jungle better.
Sure.
So, John takes you out, and he basically teaches you how to do that misty step as a ritual. It teaches you how to prepare yourself to go long distances by jumping through shadows, through the jungle. And so, what happens now is that essentially you repeat that trick of going into the sacred current, but he teaches you how to do it as a ritual. So with an hour of preparation, you can cover hundreds of miles just shadow to shadow through the jungle. And in the few minutes that you guys are walking around, you get a better view of the area that you are in than you have in all of the previous days, because it's not only can you see from every shadow around you as the day turns to night, it doesn't overwhelm you. It's like a part of your cognition grows with the darkness and accepts it.
Write it in your sheet.
Write it in your sheet. You're gonna want to have that. Boys. A voice makes itself heard. Ah. So this is where you were.
I turn around, sword in hand.
Walking slowly, with no intention of remaining unseen, a tall, skinny man wearing segmented steel armor goes across the threshold of the cave and is illuminated by the aquamarine light. He has a shock of sandy blonde hair, sharp, sharp eyes. And perhaps most importantly, his mouth has clearly been cut to the sides
Oh,
and
fucking hell.
is being held closed by 2 golden rings.
The fuck is this guy? Who's your
He-
barber?
Brings a cigarette to his mouth and blows the smoke out through the holes on the side of his cheeks. My name is Marius, and I believe you have something that belongs to me.
Oh, yeah?
I look at Zurok and I said, is he a good guy or a bad guy?
I have no idea.
Maximilian
In this
everything's
moment-
yeah.
In this moment, Ghostmaker, since you have a little piece of out of character knowledge that relates to this character, I would remind you of the connection mechanic, the fact that you may send some information to Zurok. I would
Okay,
be
do I
careful
need
about how
to-
you word this, but if you wish to, you can send a message, no more than 10 words.
Preparing a spell. I hear it.
All right, I need a bit of a vote. I'm gonna roll high or low. You guys tell me. High, we fight. High, we run. So high or low?
No, no.
Dijiste high 2 veces.
Yeah, sorry. High, we fight. Low, we run.
Okay. Go then.
Is this something you can run off from?
I know that he's not in the center of his thing, so he shouldn't have as much power. It's an 8. We should run. So the message is, he is the first Roman. Do not fight. Run.
That message goes into Zurok's head, and as you have done the roll, that information enters your head. It does not cause psychic damage. Zurok is now aware that a voice within himself has recognized this danger. How is he going to act in this moment? Will he say to his compatriots, run?
Okay, I don't say it. I just look at them and give like a, that slight shake head and, that look of, we need to get the fuck out.
Sully and Amadeus, you who are there, how do you respond to this information?
I look at Zurok. I cast Magnify Gravity on the center of where this guy is. And follow Zurok's information and start running.
Very well. So, please read to me the text of Magnify Gravity. What level is that?
It's a level 2.
It's a level 2.
Yeah. No, my bad. Level 1 transmutation. It's in a 10-foot radius sphere centered on a point you can see within range, increases for a moment. Each creature in the sphere on the turn when you cast the spell must make a Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, the creature takes 2d8 force damage, and its speed is halved until the end of next turn. On a successful save, creature takes half as much damage and suffers no reduction to its speed.
Okay, so I'm going to put it this way. Please roll for the damage. He is going to allow it to hit him. You can tell that this guy's a little cocky. So, let's see what happens.
8 and 8. That's 16.
there is a change in the light as the magical effect you have just called comes into play, and the man gets stuck halfway to bringing his cigarette to his mouth. He looks at Amadeus and gives you a big smile, and then collapses into a puddle of blackened ichor and sinks into the ground. It was kind of like popping a bubble. There wasn't a lot there. As the ichor disappears into the ground, you can sense a presence leave.
Okay, I turn around to the skeletons. I guess he was looking for you.
Or him.
Shit.
They point at the skeleton of his brother.
What now?
I know he just looks like a rusty bucket, but that is actually a very high-end piece. Please don't let that psycho have it.
Where do we hide it? All we have is a blood tree. Can he reach the blood
Keep it
tree?
with you? Can you keep it with you?
Sure.
What if we throw it inside the blood tree? I don't know.
There's nothing
I mean-
in it.
At the moment, it's just a vessel, so there's nothing to revive. Truly,
Yeah.
next time you go into the pyramid, if you find my brother, you can return it to him.
All right, let's just leave this thing in the tree then.
How did he find it? What is he? I just got this message into my head. He's the first Roman.
Oh no. Oh no. The short one begins to groan. Really? Again? Oh god.
Okay,
You are
can
in
somebody
trouble.
tell me what the fuck is going on?
So, the shorter of the two skeletons say, if that was Marius, and his consciousness has somehow escaped, everybody in this world is in deep trouble. He was one of our enemies. He was one of the worst.
He certainly looks like a fucking psycho if I ever saw one.
Oh, you
And
can say
then
that
some.
again. You can say that again.
That again.
He's a masochist. If I... Please live. Please take our brother's body away, Zorak.
No. You give me the full information now.
Are you going to be safe?
Well, we are not ourselves, you know. We are a backup.
Okay. Yeah, you told me that. Where... Let's say that he decides to come here and wreck the place. Where do I find you next?
In the pyramid, where I suppose we went as well.
No clue as to what floor, right?
We made this backup before.
Before we leave, one last question. Do you know a Virgil?
He thinks about it really hard. Why do I think about a dog?
He did look kind of like a wet dog, now that I think about it.
Oh,
Irish. What the fuck is an Irish?
a wolfhound. Is that what you mean? Big, shaggy?
He was in
Gray hair?
human form, but yeah.
That word rings a bell. But I don't remember much more about it.
Well, you know about it, that's enough of a threat. Alright, We'll leave you guys. And thank you.
Sorry we couldn't be of more help. Hey,
Don't worry.
wizard man. Come back when you want to learn more about the art. If you can get yourself some good metals, we can make you a skeleton. This is what we proposed to you back in the day, remember?
Yeah.
Consider it an insurance policy in case a fight goes bad. But we would need materials.
Sure. Hope I see you later in less scary circumstances.
They both wave away as they allow their consciousness to fade back into the Matrix.
Did you guys know how to meet people in different circumstances?
At this point, you have to admit we're not necessarily the most easily social group. It's all been one crisis and one horrible monster after the other.
Yeah.
So, gentlemen, as the spirits of the brothers fade back into the crystalline matrix of their cave, do you make your way out? Or will you...
No, I start playing. I start checking the memory storages.
Sorry, my monitor turned off for no goddamn reason. Okay, we're back. So, you're checking the memory storage, and what you notice... You make a very quick calculation in your head, right? There is a... It's not that these guys were so much older than you that they would have hundreds of years of memories to store. It's more like there has been a trade-off in the creation of this structure. Density versus quality. So you realize now what the others knew last time, which is the entirety of the cave is mimicking a human brain. It is mimicking the structure, it is mimicking the size. You think to yourself, the walls probably go far back quite a bit. It's a simulacrum. So you know that the people you just spoke to are not the actual persons in and of themselves, but does it really matter? It's all of what they were up to a point. Now,
so here's here's more information about the book.
Yes. So
and more.
What it really means is that these guys are stuck in the cave. So their spirits are not able to go somewhere else. They can only manifest in here. So whenever you want to have a conversation with them to break down the more complicated ciphers in the book, you would have to make your way to this cave. Basically, this is your study hall.
Exactly. Okay. Yeah. Good. Got it.
Okay. As the group makes their way out the cave,
I'm keeping an eye out for the monster.
So you see something that wasn't there before, and you have a moment of startlement as when you get to the Y in the road, you see a bunch of weird shapes. It looks like there's some angles here, and then there's something that's like an orb, but there is no movement. And as you come past, you see what the monster was. It is a hermit crab, or at least it was a gigantic hermit crab. It seems to have dragged its old shell into the cave, but it is dead now. It has been cut to ribbons. Its entrails are splattered all over the ground. The whole place smells of dead fish. Maybe the Roman killed it.
Most likely.
Most likely. It's kind of weird that he popped so easily, but hey. The sound of the sea welcomes you back into the night, gentlemen.
Shit. Well, we better make our way back before it gets dark and this gets more complicated.
Yeah.
And with that, with these sticky revelations, we are at about the end of what's planned. As you get to the village, you all gather once again at night. There are fires burning brightly. Food is being cooked now that the tribe of frogs has done their usual hunting. And Palomis is still tied up. Nobody wants to untie him. We know him by reputation now.
All right. I want to go sit next to Shimmer.
Before we do that, however, Murakan, please, roll me a mental stat. You choose which one. Call it charisma, intelligence, or wisdom. Roll me a d20, please.
You're mute.
It's a 9 with charisma.
With a 9, it doesn't quite happen. You have the feeling, as you move through the shadows, that Jin is trying to do something. But even he is not able to flex whatever muscle in his mind it is that does the thing. It's nothing bad. It's just not able to do it tonight.
Okay. I can ask, since I noticed that he's trying to do something, we can try to do this again the next night.
Yes. You have the feeling that it's nothing that you haven't lost anything. It's just a matter of maybe a bit more practice. But your eyes are drawn to the cloud cover at night for some reason. Now, Soli, Amadeus, Surok, you all come back, I assume. Surok, you sit down next to Shimmer. Is there anything you wish to ask the girl who is looking intently towards the shoreline?
No, I just sit next to her, also look into the shoreline and say, listen, I told you this the last time I met, and you didn't believe me then. Guess you don't have reason to believe me now, but I'm sorry. I didn't want to kill you. I had to. Because, well, I learned to live a terrible life doing terrible things to people. But you didn't deserve that.
Apology accepted. It wasn't personal. And I have learned a lot lately.
You also kind of remind me of someone I used to know.
Who,
Except for this.
who was it?
A girl. Back where I'm from.
Huh.
She called herself Knives.
I like it. Dangerous.
And sad. If you ever know what happened. Not gonna tell you that now.
Oh, you tease. She gives you a little smile, and it's like the first thing she's done that isn't some, like wide-eyed, crazy elf baby person thing. It's the first time that you see her have a human reaction of like, oh, you tease. It's kind of sweet. Now, Knives, you said. I'm just gonna make a perception roll here. That is a 1. Nope. The recognition doesn't occur. That's it, gentlemen. At this point, I feel we have done and said what was there for today. Unless you wish to speak to any of the people at camp when
I
we
do.
next return. Okay, go for it. Tell me.
Can I go to the policeman?
You go over to John, who is sitting with Murakhan next to the fire. Currently
So,
just doing some
what-
drawings in the ground.
I look at him and say, "So we need to talk to the pigeon man in a private place."
Yeah.
Who do you mean by we? Just to
You.
clarify.
You and me and whatever of my teammates if they want to join, but you need to be there.
Very well. I'll be happy.
Right. Private place, please.
Can go
We could go down
Yeah,
to Horus's chamber. Murakhan, you and I
Okay,
had
you're
a
not-
discussion there.
Just,
So,
just so you know, you're not gonna like what you see, but you're gonna get the information you need.
very well.
All right.
So you all, head on down the stairs, and of course drag the pigeon with you. Just letting him bounce on the steps. He's fat enough to take it. He doesn't take any points of damage. He does make some funny noises as you bring him down, like. And the group is down in the cellar. You cannot hear the noise of the jungle around you, nor that of the people outside eating, reveling, and enjoying.
Okay.
Very well then.
So I look at the pigeon man. What?
Calm and
Sorry.
listen.
Murakhan.
Keep calm
Okay.
and listen to what he's going to say first.
Okay. So I get my mask. I put it on. And I look at the pigeon and I say, "I'm gonna ask you one time and one time only. And if you lie to me, you're gonna regret it. Tell me about the poison. Every fucking thing. Now."
Okay, you may roll persuasion or intimidation with advantage.
Okay. I'm going with intimidation.
So he's going to help.
Oh, that's 17 plus. Hold on, let me check my sheet. Intimidation plus 7. 17 plus 7. That's
24.
the 24.
Okay. Please don't. I'll talk. I got a sense of deja vu. Have you
Yeah.
tortured me before?
Talk.
Okay. I am a rich pigeon, but I am a city pigeon. I don't have somewhere to belong. So I wanted to join a clan. They wouldn't take me, so I prepared a gift. That gift is the reason I am now tied. I hired some people, bought some animals, and bankrolled the creation of a poison specific to Reborn. As those words leave his mouth, John reacts and launches himself at him. It's like, "You fucking what?" The panther around his shoulder fills the cavernous space with a roar that just seems to keep going and going and going and going. When she's finished, the pigeon has definitely pissed himself. What did you do with it? I sold it. To who? I sold it to.
Hold on, John. Give me a second. I cast create water.
You create some water. Where are you going to do so?
Now I use control water and I pour it. And I start moving the water inside his lungs and out.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Oh my god. Holy shit. Magical waterboarding.
So now I'm carrying the water in my hand. I have a
to the
ball of
Silver
water.
Wizard. I sold it to the Silver Island. Okay, I sold it to the Silver Wizards. I sold it to the enemy, okay?
Okay, who made it? Who was involved in the creation of it? Who else knows how to make this? And I want the full recipe.
The recipe is
And
already out.
I start
Tell me.
moving the water around his head.
I'll tell you this. The Silver Wizards have it already. So in that sense, I'm already fucked. But if you want to know who helped me, well, you're not gonna fucking believe this. It's a gorilla. I got help from a gorilla.
Am I there?
Yeah.
Okay, so I say a gorilla that turns people into guitars from the inside out.
Maybe.
You talked about him. You showed that to us. I still
Okay.
shudder at the memory. Was that him?
No. But they're definitely related. That's their boss. That's whom I hired them from. What are you fucking talking about? It? Gorillas don't exist. Monkeys are not real, says John.
Wait, what?
The what?
Monkeys don't
I
exist. He's fucking with you.
almost dropped the water. I almost dropped the water. Like what? I thought, oh shit.
He's saying
Wait.
that you are. He's saying that he was helped by a person, like you, like specifically like you. He is a bird elf. He is an elf, but he was
Yes.
originally a bird. But
Yes.
gorillas don't exist. Chimpanzees don't exist because humans would be the elf version of those.
So they don't exist in your world.
Well, there's no, not that I know of. There's never been one.
What if they came? I've seen them on my
Maybe
world.
they came from
and
another
I've-
world.
There you go.
The thing is, if they, an animal that smart, that social, would very. He thinks to himself, how would you even know if you saw them?
Hold on a second. So where can I find this gorilla?
Ah, well, now I can help you. Tanky. Where my lab was, where my home is. I can take you down to the underworld there. Vouch for you. Put you in contact with the good boys. But you
Right.
need me. You need me.
I
in
know.
peace.
Everything around here is revolve around that fucking town.
Yeah.
Well, so many things are revolving around you.
That is uncomfortably true. John, we have seen gorillas. They do exist in our world. And chimpanzees as well. They're dumb as fuck, but they do exist.
Dumber than a snake?
What? What are you doing here?
So you look up where you hear the voice, and what you see is a snake hanging from the ceiling. She has returned to her animal form, but that's how I didn't even give you guys a perception roll, because it's a fucking snake. It rolls with double advantage to stealth.
Okay, so you're getting something wrong. Animals in our world don't transcend into elves. They stay animals always.
What if this one was special?
What if this
Or
one
what if
transitioned
it's
here?
gorilla that's
Look,
came here.
nevertheless, I don't need him to find the gorilla. Now we know where
Actually-
to find him. So
Yet another voice interrupts everybody. This one you can all hear now because you have all connected yourselves to the tree. So what John sees is that you guys shut up when you hear it. It's Horace who says, actually, the gorillas were real. But we killed them all. We killed them all. It was a war, Zorok. They chose the wrong side. It's...
And now they're trying to revenge their own species.
It's possible. I think I might be the only person, dead or alive, in this world that could have told you that. But yes.
Not even Blood Jaguar? No, then again, he's a fucking asshole.
And an idiot, too.
Yeah, I hate the guy.
It's like, it doesn't... Did it make sense to any of you? Like, they're so powerful, but it's like they're children. But we needed them when we needed them.
Nevertheless. So,
okay, again,
are we gonna...
the fucking gorilla thing?
How... I don't need this guy to find the gorilla in his town. We can find him. I hate him. He made something very dangerous. I believe he needs to die.
No, but something tells me... Look, I know my shady shit. Without this fucker who put us in contact with the right people, we're not getting anywhere. We're just gonna hit Stonewall after Stonewall.
Yes. The way I see it, gentlemen, I am the key to everything you need. I can put you in contact with the Beastmaster. I can give you a letter of introduction to Half Moon Loki.
The fucking town. Stop saying bullshit. Just answer when you're asked for.
Anyway, I guess fucking emotions are flaring. I think we should all get some sleep.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna trust you, you fucking pigeon. But not that simple. So, and time. Can I make a rune? Okay, I cast a rune and put it like in his, like a tattoo rune in the back of his head with a fireball spell cast. If he betrays me, it triggers and boom.
So, I believe you can, in fact, create that kind of spell. It's a contingency. You wouldn't be able to do it on his skin, but if you're able to cast it on a piece of paper, for example, and then have that piece of paper on him, that would work. But it would need an activation. It's without access to the Gaia's spell, which is the spell that you as a wizard would cast on someone to give them a mission or give them a kind of like mental control. The best thing that you could do is plant a bomb on him that you can detonate from afar.
Exactly.
But you would still have to be in line of sight. So, yes, I will allow you to, if you still have some gold, spend the equivalent amount to the spell that you want to cast, and draw it into a piece of paper.
It's a level 3 spell.
That's a fair bit of money. Oh shit, are we losing people? What is happening? Hang on, have I left poor Mike out in the meantime? Am I a fucking idiot?
Okay, sorry. I'm here. I don't know what happened. Anyways,
now
okay.
we have you back.
So, it's a level 3 spell, which is
That's quite a bit of money. That's something like 5k.
Oh shit.
Also, there might be a mechanic of standard D&D that allows you to do this, if I'm not mistaken. But
yeah, that's why I'm talking. It's a rune thing. That's what I'm telling you. I know there is a way to do it. I don't need to spend.
Hang on. I look up to the.
Let's put that on hold until next session, just to check the rules and make sure that we have the time for that. If not, we can have a conversation and see about it. I will not penalize you for not having the exact mechanic on hand right now. I'll assume that you are, in fact, keeping a fucking eye out.
I look at Shimmer and say, "Hey, how did you and your parents track this fucker in the first place?"
Well, last time if I remember right, Capek brought him to us. But this time he was in the camp with us already.
Yeah, time reset the whole thing, so we can talk to Capek and tell him his dinosaur is safe.
He would like that. Rikishi was very nice.
Is
Where
he's
is
still
he?
alive? In a box with a bunch of other people.
Oh. She seems like actually gladdened by that. For whatever it's worth, it seems that maybe she had a friendship with the Tyrannosaur.
Okay, so,
We do have a problem, gentlemen, says John.
You have to go.
Well, yes, but truth of the matter is I should take him with me.
Why?
write the fucking letter, Pigeon. And I cut his hand loose. Give him the paper.
Oh, God. No, Murakan, I am deputizing you. Come here. He is going to, Kiki is going to extend her claw. You see that it comes out of his flesh. Painfully. The claw comes out, dripping blood. And she puts it on your shoulder. It gives you a quick look, and then slices down. Not enough to be worth damage, but she effectively gives you a mark. Right? You've got a claw mark down down your left breast. Her hands go back into the host. Don't worry, that won't get infected. I am deputizing you with the powers of a smoke jaguar. If you meet any other of my clan and they challenge you, show them that. Tell them who it was. You need this prisoner more than I do, no matter what the law says. I will eventually have to come back for him, but not before I have delivered these news and inducted you. I'll write your name on our walls. We'll be waiting for you when you come home.
So on that note, how do we make you remember if time resets again? And it probably will.
Shouldn't he have to?
Hey, Horace.
He thinks for a moment. I'm gonna do an intelligence check. Actually gonna do 2 intelligence checks. Oh, where's my D20? Fuck.
I didn't enter to the pyramid first time.
Okay, so Amadeus needs to go.
Yeah.
We're just about to finish. So, you may go now if you so desire, friend. I will just give the last notation. Thank you for being here today. We fucking love you.
I love you guys.
later, bro.
Bye. Have a great one. Bye.
And so, a very quick test is made. And John says, "Have you heard of catnip?" And with that, we're going to close the scene for now. I'll explain that when we come back next week. I just don't want us to go long. Tell me?
I was about to cut a finger and tell him to eat it.
That's what way?
It
what
would
I
work. It would work. That's one way of doing it. I was just going to say plant some catnip by this stele so Kiki annoys me into coming to check it out, but that also works. Does anybody know if the curse will leave if I cook it first, though? No offense.
I believe Luke tried.
I didn't have time to cook the arm I ate. But
Okay,
if you
fine.
don't remember even after eating, after cooking, well, we will do this again.
Okay, but you probably don't need to cut off a finger. Hang on. Probably works even if I just have a little bit. So he scratches at the top of one of your horns. Not like disrespectfully, but like you know. And he grabs a couple of loose scales, the type that you're always changing because your scales grow continuously, kind of like a shark. And he pops it into his mouth and goes, I thought you would taste like chicken.
That way.
Check your arms. Do you have a new tattoo?
Over the course of a few seconds, a dark triangle forms. There. Huh. Never
There
been
you go.
cursed
Congratulations. You are cursed.
before. Hooray. Well, it's simpler, I suppose. Gentlemen.
The good thing is that when this shit resets, you will reset where you were today or the day before today.
Today.
So
Okay. One way or another, we'll see each other again. I just hope it's not death over and over and over. All right, man. So he takes a moment, gets out of like police persona, and gives you a big hug, gives Sully a big hug, gives Sorok a big hug. And while he's doing so, Kiki gives you all a painfully raspy, like cat tongue lick on the side of the head, but you know it's all love by now. And he says, walk with the shadow, brother. And disappears into the night. Probably using that funny trick that he taught you a while ago. And with that, gentlemen. Now, Sully, you've been pretty quiet, but it's understandable, of course. It's been very emotional, and I feel like maybe the characters today didn't give you as much attention as you probably deserved.
I'm tired. I'm sorry.
It's understandable, my friend. We are all tired after the events of the day, but I think it was a good one. And with that, we finish today's session of ORO. Now, gentlemen, as
can
we
we
leave,
level up? No. Okay.
hey, well, those who are not on level 6 may go up to level 6.
All right.
Amadeus is already on level 6, and
Nice.
there was another character who would have joined us today, but unfortunately has not been able to arrive, who will also be at that level. So, with a few new fights under the belt and some crazy things happening, I do agree that you guys may level up if you so desire.
By the way,
Nice.
I have an idea
Tell me.
for next game, but we have to sit to talk about it.
Of course, I'm always available. Let me just close the stream so that we can talk with each other calmly. Let's
let me just
say
skip
goodbye
this.
to audiences today, later, and at different times. This has been Cronin Moonraven, Game Master for ORO, with our wonderful players, and we may not be here next week, but we won't be gone for long. Gentlemen, is there anything you would like to leave for posterity?
Merry Christmas. Enjoy the rest of the year.
Pretty valid, pretty valid. Thumbs up from the soul, from Solivan. And with that, we're going to end the stream.